Stick with me here. While everyone tosses their most prized possessions at these descending global altars hoping for rewards, I casually drop a single bag of spicy snacks on it. The crowd around me laughs. Just another broke guy begging for attention. Boom! The altar erupts with the highest tier crimson beam. An insane mythic grade item that no one has ever seen emerges from the light. This happened because I just awakened a unique grade ability called Eye of Truth. It lets me read the exact demands of every altar. If I offer precisely what each specific altar is craving, I score the ultimate reward. But just a few hours ago, I was a total corporate drone, drained of my last dime by my terrible ex-girlfriend. She grabbed the fresh Dior bag I bought her, then hopped into a shiny Maybach. Walking away, I felt totally crushed. And then, the sky actually roared. A massive boom shattered the air, and countless mysterious altars started raining down from the clouds above. Instantly, the entire world gets bathed in this intense purple light. A sharp pain hits my eyes. Now pay close attention. When I open them, text appears on an altar that only I can read. Altar 666, connected coordinate, the endless abyss. A colossal beast that devoured absolutely everything lives here. Endless ages left it completely bored. Right now, it deeply craves something, delivering the ultimate flavor shock. A huge crowd forms around the altar. A chubby guy steps up and tosses his bread on it. A moment later, a soft white light shines from it. A glowing magic fruit appears. The guy gasps in pure excitement and shoves the fruit into his mouth. His fat literally melts away. He transforms into a chiseled, muscular hunk right before us. The crowd goes absolutely wild, rushing to throw valuables. Luxury watches, pure gold, sparkling diamonds. The crazed crowd just tosses everything in without a second thought. I watch this madness and almost laugh out loud, because only I know, this creature just wants the ultimate taste shock. And guess what? I have exactly that. A buddy once brought me a bag of Reaper spicy strips from overseas. I licked it once, and my stomach burned for 3 whole days and nights. If plain bread earns an enhancement, fruit, what do I get for giving exactly what it craves? With that, I sprint home. I tear through every single drawer until I find those spicy strips. Calming down, stay put for a bit. You and I both know I had to check the news. Sure enough, the internet exploded. Every single website just says altars. Some rich tycoon offered a truckload of gold and gained absolutely extraordinary power. After he hauled in heavy crates of gold bars and dumped them onto the altar, a blue light flashed. It returned a glowing blue magic seed. Right after swallowing it, the guy gained the insane ability to summon vines. Another scary headline catches my eye. Sakura Nation offering failed, summoning a terrifying demon. A master proudly offered his ancestral sword, but a dark mist monster appeared instead. The chaos over there is absolutely massive. The military stepped in. I read it, completely stunned. So, a failed offering summons. Complete disaster. That means giving altars exactly what they want is everything. Suddenly, my phone buzzes hard. Dragon Nation official alert. Research reveals major risks and limits regarding these altars. Each person can offer to the same altar only once, maxing out at 3 daily offerings total. The falling altars triggered a wild energy pulse, completely destroying every single surveillance camera on the entire planet. My heart races. This is a total gift. I checked the time, 10 p.m. Grabbing my super spicy snacks, I sneak right back out to the city plaza. The plaza is totally empty with only random leftover scraps. I pull out my spicy strips and carefully place them on the altar. The altar reacts wildly. A massive crimson beam of light erupts toward the sky. Instantly, the whole city gets bathed in a deep crimson glow. Even people miles away are totally shocked by this epic sight. And then, massive jet black egg magically materializes on the altar. I scoop it up immediately. Without pausing, I quickly vanish. Meanwhile, alarms blare inside the Anomaly Affairs Bureau headquarters back in the Dragon Nation capital. A strict commander demands, "Have we locked the exact coordinates?" Reporting, General. Based on our collected data, we have narrowed down the general area. The targeted map location is exactly where I am, the western district of Riverside City. Make this an S-level observation zone immediately. Notify the Riverside City branch. Spare absolutely no expense. Find out what that light was. I am already home. What hatches from this giant egg? We will find out together. Stick with me, we are diving into something wild. What is this? I cannot just fry it like rice. Suddenly, glowing text appears on the shell. Abyssal dragon egg, mythic tier. Once hatched, the owner gains an actual abyssal dragon as a companion. Power rivaling the gods. Reading this, I am absolutely hyped. Anyone who games knows that Mythic is the absolute highest tier possible. Those spicy Reaper snacks. Seriously? Delivered. But then, I suddenly noticed something super weird. Why can my eyes suddenly analyze altar rewards? I sprint straight to the bathroom and stare intensely at my own reflection in the mirror. Text pops up. I possess the Eye of Truth, unique tier. It sees straight through the cause and effect of absolutely everything. Stare at an altar to reveal its exact coordinates and needed offering. Look at any altar item and its name, tier, and effects instantly appear. So, that is the trick. I never even dreamed these eyes could do something this insane. Suddenly, recall those crazy online forum posts. Tons of players made blind offerings, only to get back a useless piece of rotting wood, or a completely ordinary, boring rock. They had zero clue what those items actually did, totally wasting them. But me, I am different. Now pay attention. One glance unlocks all hidden stats. Hunting for secret treasures? You and I both know that is my new reality. I safely hide the dragon egg in my bed and check the wall clock. 10:30 p.m. I have exactly 1.5 hours until midnight hits. I still have 2 offering chances left today. Knowing that, I start packing up random items that might actually come in handy. Tiger Bomb or philosophy book. Stuff others might call pure junk. I grab all of it. Finally, I toss a fruit knife into the bag for self-defense. Then, my gaze locks onto the picture frame sitting on my desk. Vivian, smiling brightly right there. Keeping her picture serves zero purpose now. Absolutely none. I jam the photo into my pocket, fully planning to toss it. Outside, I make a direct beeline for the abandoned industrial zone on the city's west side. This spot has been empty for years. The layout is wild, making it the perfect hunting ground. Then, my phone rings out of nowhere. The caller is none other than my ex-girlfriend Vivian. I hang up instantly. I block her and completely delete her contact. Right at that moment, inside a fancy 5-star hotel, Vivian is chilling with Damon. She fully assumed I was just crying in my pathetic rental room. I know what you are thinking. Who expects to get hung up on instantly? Pure unnamed fury explodes inside her. How dare the broke loser she just dumped actually reject her call? What is wrong, babe? That simple greeting instantly melts away Vivian's petty anger. Staring at the wealthy man sitting in front of her, she feels completely satisfied. This guy casually drops tens of thousands on bags and hundreds of thousands on flashy watches. These are the ultimate offerings in this new era. Against such insane wealth, devotion and empty vows mean nothing. After all, when she sacrificed the Dior bag I bought her, the altar exploded with epic green light. Her next 2 offerings? They also flash that super rare green aura. In her mind, she is definitely the chosen main character. Damon sits beside her, acting super interested, but deep down, his eyes are pure, cold calculation. He honestly just planned to throw some cash around for a fun time. He never imagined this woman's luck would be so broken. 3 straight offerings, all flashing green light. Keeping her around could be super useful later. Meanwhile, I finally reached that spooky abandoned industrial zone. I must find 2 solid altars and make my offerings before midnight. Otherwise, these daily chances vanish. A few steps in, I spot one. Altar, 25091, connected to the junkyard realm. A mechanical imp that adores hoarding garbage. It has an insane, obsessive fixation on shiny bottle caps. I slowly shake my head. A garbage hoarding mechanical imp? What kind of epic reward could that possibly drop? I keep walking, and another altar appears ahead. Altar 18 for 7-2. Connected zone, dried pond. A thirsty carp spirit on the verge of fading, just wants one single sip of sweet, fresh water. Yeah, I'm definitely not settling for this one either. I keep sneaking through until hitting a trash-filled alleyway. Once I am totally sure nobody is watching me, my eyes lock onto yet another hidden altar. Altar 4444. Connected coordinates, the theater of sorrows. A tragic stage heroine doomed to endlessly repeat her role is incredibly sick of her predetermined script. Now, she desperately craves an item born from true betrayal, dripping with pure hatred and intense resentment. My breath catches. The number is 4 fours, and that demand is just insanely specific. But wait, I just got brutally dumped. I whip out Vivian's photo and slowly drag my fruit knife right across her smiling face. Worried? I cannot channel enough bitter resentment. I close my eyes and let the awful memories flood back. You caught a fever? I already promised my friend we would go shopping. Just drink some warm water yourself. Wait, where's my gaming account? I sold it. Guys who game just waste their lives. I kept those thousands to buy nice food. You really need to grow up. I refuse to suffer with you. We live in different worlds. So what do you and I learn from this? Payback is coming. Stick with me here, this gets wild. Remembering everything, just smile. Pull out my lighter and flick it. After burning part of the picture, I drop the offering onto the altar. A bright purple beam shoots straight up. It is not quite as explosive as that red glow, but the news never mentioned a purple one before. A quiet thrill hits me. 5 tattered ticket stubs pop up. I grab them tightly. My eye of truth instantly activates, and text appears. Set item, ticket to Act 4. Epic grade, one-time use. It forces any target to completely relive their absolute deepest fears and most painful memories. Their mind totally breaks for 3 seconds, leaving them completely paralyzed. Epic grade. Sure, not as crazy as a dragon egg, but a 3-second hard control item? That is easily enough to secure a total victory. Plus, this looks like a set. What happens if I collect all the earlier acts? No time to think now. There are only 30 minutes left until midnight strikes. I search the whole industrial district. I quickly find another altar. Number 7, 5, 9, 1. Connected coordinate, the lost crossroads. A lost explorer desperately longs for the right direction. I just shake my head, turn around, and walk away. I literally have zero advice for a demand like that. After walking just a bit further, another altar suddenly catches my eye. Altar number 1988. Connected coordinate, the silent library. An elderly head librarian just wants one heartfelt word of genuine praise. I almost picked this one, but then I remember the incredibly bitter, rough days I have survived. I really have to maximize my gains here. After wandering around in a massive circle, I finally discover this huge, empty factory workshop. Now watch this. Inside sits altar 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. At first, it completely fails to impress. Then it hits me. This number is straight binary code. A text line appears. Connected coordinate, the logic singularity. A super AI right on the edge of awakening self-awareness. It mastered every single form of complex reasoning, but still cannot grasp one wild paradox. Why do intelligent beings think about questions that hold zero meaning for survival? It desperately craves a sample of this useless wisdom. I make my choice instantly. This is the one. I grab a book from my bag. A philosophy book called Being and Nothingness. The match is completely perfect. I confidently place the heavy book onto the altar. A piercing, awful screech totally tears at my eardrums. The air quickly fills with the burnt smell of fried electronics. I panic for a second. Did I actually just fry the AI processor? Then suddenly a massive pillar of golden light bursts toward the sky. The whole workshop lights up. My heart is pounding wildly. In just a few hours, I collected red, purple, and gold lights. 3 epic colors that nobody even reported online. Suddenly, an intense, dangerous chill quickly rushes at my back. We both knew that bright glow would attract major trouble. The light reveals a dark figure charging with inhuman speed. His blade almost hits me, but suddenly, his body completely freezes. A scream of agony follows. His knife quickly clatters to the floor. He clutches his head in total agony. Because in the split second before reacting, I activated the act for ticket. 3 full seconds trapped in his absolutely most painful, terrible memories. I quickly yanked the fruit knife right from my waist. One swift, decisive strike, and he is totally finished. I lean against the wall, shaking uncontrollably. It is my very first time taking someone out. Looking at his lifeless body, I quickly turn my head and just throw up everything in my stomach. A moment later, I somehow force myself to stand. High-tier light pillars mean epic opportunity, but they put a massive, fatal target on your back. They absolutely attract ruthless predators lurking in the dark shadows. Then I notice something on the fallen guy. 2 dim white orbs hover right above him. My Eye of Truth quickly activates. Light step leggings, common grade. It slightly increases overall movement speed and jumping power. Status is unbound. I look at the second item. Crude stamina charm, common grade. It slightly increases your physical endurance. Status unbound. Those 2 words send a massive shock through my mind. A truly brutal survival rule suddenly surfaces. Eliminate and claim. Take down any target, and the items they earn through offerings instantly become yours. This guy carried 2 practical items. He definitely did this to innocent people before. So, why is the entire internet totally flooded with light pillars and epic rewards? But literally nobody mentions this risk? The more I actually think about it, the colder I feel. It is definitely not that. Nobody knows about this. The ones who know have all strictly chosen complete silence. Some ended up like the fallen guy on the ground. Others just want to be the hunter. And some simply do not even dare to speak up. The government, for example, announcing this wild truth means admitting the existing social order has completely collapsed. The brutal dark forest law is taking over. The whole world would instantly spiral into absolute chaos. With that dark thought, I cannot waste another second. I grab the 2 white orbs and look toward the altar center. A fist-sized metallic cube sits right there. My Eye of Truth quickly activates. Dimensional Vault, legendary grade. Once fully bound, the user instantly gains a magical dimensional space with an initial volume of 1,000 cubic meters. What do we make of this? Items get stored or retrieved through pure thought. A legendary logistics item. This changes everything. Stick with me here. My first thought, that dragon egg at home. This new space is perfectly safe. The second I touch the cube, boom, a massive inventory unlocks right inside my mind. Just like that, I toss my act for ticket straight into it without a second thought. With that sorted out, I glance at my phone. Barely midnight. I pack away my messy fruit knife and get ready to head out. But barely 2 steps out the door, gigantic lightning bolt completely shatters the sky. Massive raindrops start crashing down. Seconds ago, the sky was totally clear with beautiful moonlight. Why the sudden downpour? Something about this feels wrong. I completely freeze, not daring to step forward. I literally have an umbrella in my bag, but who knows if this weird rain is actually toxic. Honestly, if crazy magic altars can drop from nowhere, rain that randomly mutates people is definitely not impossible. I grab my phone to investigate. Unsurprisingly, the message boards are completely blowing up about this rain. Just minutes ago, everyone was obsessed with offerings. Now, everyone is just panicking, asking, is it pouring and thundering for you guys too? Seriously, this weather is incredibly suspicious. Stay out of the rain. Beware of mutations. Oh man, got splashed. And I have not even held a girl's hand yet. Please don't let me turn into some monster. The timeline refreshes crazy fast, and my heart just drops further every second. If this storm actually infects people, the global fallout would be catastrophic. Before I can even strategize, a glaring red priority post makes my stomach totally drop. Oh my gosh, something huge just dropped. The altars vanished. After scooping up the red, purple, and gold tier lights colors never even mentioned online. I was just packing up to go home. Then that perfect moonlit sky instantly flipped into a massive storm. The forums are absolutely swamped with weather posts, moving way too fast to read. Now pay attention here. The scariest post is not about the rain, but a bright red alert saying something wild happened. All altars disappeared. I instantly snapped my head to look, and yep, the altar behind me is completely gone. To my absolute shock, the fallen guy from earlier is missing too, but I know nobody else came by. The only logical answer is this storm. When it pours, the altars vanish. Plus, it completely scrubs away all evidence of yesterday. Since all global security cameras are broken, this creates the ultimate perfect playground for taking rivals out and theft. Realizing the storm itself seems safe, I pop open my umbrella and rush home. Right after I leave, the Anomaly Affairs Bureau finally rolls up. They immediately track down the exact workshop where the altar sat. Commander Ryan quickly glances toward the back of his squad. A young woman in her 20s confidently steps up. Yesterday's offering gave her a wild new skill called Energy Rewind. It lets her track leftover power levels, hiding in any room. A higher tier power leaves a much stronger signature. Agent Emily shuts her eyes to focus. Suddenly, she chokes back a gasp and stumbles away. Ryan grabs her immediately. "What did you find?" Emily pants heavily, trembling. "This feels entirely different from the last spot. That was just a little firefly. This power is blindingly bright and blazing hot." A teammate nervously chimes in. "Could it really be gold tier?" Ryan looks incredibly serious. "Lock everything down immediately. I know what you're thinking." He demands a sweep, telling headquarters he suspects a wildly overpowered beast is lurking right there. Meanwhile, the very second I reach my room, pop the egg into storage. Starting today, I totally stop stressing about anyone finding it. If the newborn dragon eventually fits inside there too, that would be amazing. First things first, how do I actually hatch this thing? Remembering life force binding rituals from fantasy movies, I decide to test that out. I prick my finger, dropping some energy onto the shell. Out of nowhere, glowing text magically pops up on it. Hatching requirement: absorb massive amounts of life force. Kind of what I guessed, but my own energy pool will absolutely never be enough. Guess I must solve that tomorrow. My brain has been racing for hours, and the sheer exhaustion is finally hitting me hard. I crash instantly. Then, bam! A blaring 5 a.m. alarm shocks me awake. The altars have actually completely refreshed now. I grab my phone and scan the boards. Some facts are obvious now. That creepy gray rain totally does not hurt you. It always ends at exactly 5 a.m., right as the altars reset. I decide to grab some breakfast, while brainstorming where to gather enough life force for my shiny new dragon. Sitting down for some noodles at a tiny diner, I immediately pull up the internet forums. Today, absolutely everything is about altar offerings. So many regular folks have basically become obsessed gambling addicts. Mid-bite, I catch a hushed conversation floating from the very next table. One guy leans close, whispering, "Look at all those crazy people outside obsessively worshipping altars, throwing away priceless jade antiques like completely out of control gamblers at a high-stakes casino. They completely miss the most important detail." His buddy looks confused, asking what could possibly matter more than altars. People still gotta eat. Basic food, oil, and rice are obviously the true survival essentials. Forever. That's where we leave it. This guy plans to buy a cheap food factory. When those altar gamblers go completely broke and inevitably start starving, he officially becomes the absolute food king of Riverside City. Hearing those words, a literal lightning bolt goes off in my head. Stick with me. We are about to solve this wild resource puzzle. Meat factories, obviously. If I can snag a processing plant cheap, the Crimson Energy issue completely fixes itself. I sprint straight home, fire up the computer, and furiously search the listings. Thanks to the altars, tons of places are selling out. I instantly spot one. A tiny meat plant way out on the west side of Riverside City. Massive discount for a quick sale. Price totally negotiable. I punch in the number instantly. We set up a time. Hanging up, I glance at my savings. Honestly, for most folks, this cash would not buy even one halfway decent offering. But for my crazy plan, it might secure a private dragon base. 2 p.m. I roll up to the west side of Riverside City. An older guy greets me and immediately starts hyping up his broken down property. He claims the processing line got a pricey upgrade last month. And the cold storage freezer? Totally top tier. I just look around, staying completely silent. My frosty vibe totally spooks him, so he nervously drops a ridiculously high number. I stay quiet and just shake my head. After arguing a bit, I snag the entire place for 40% of his original ask. He scribbles on the contract and tosses the keys over. He even hooks me up with the local livestock farm contact number. Boom. Supply chain issues handled. I take a quick tour of my new spot. Then I shove open a super sketchy trapdoor in the floor. Watch closely right here. You and I are about to uncover an insanely massive secret. I sweep the thick dust away, and a hidden altar appears. It is glowing bright crimson, and a steady heartbeat echoes out from it. I swallow my nerves and trigger the Eye of Truth. Instantly, a crazy sharp pain spikes right through my vision. Twisted crimson burning words pop up. Altar number 40. Connected location, the Crimson Throne. Everything is prey until the Crimson Crown gets claimed. First special trait, Eternal Altar. This thing is completely permanent. It completely bypasses the daily offering cap. Infinite offerings are allowed. Second special trait, the Flesh Forge. Any altar prize tossed here turns into raw source essence. Absorbing that stuff permanently skyrockets the user's total life force. My brain short circuits. This is the absolute lowest numbered altar ever found, and it never vanishes. Even crazier, the offerings have zero limits. And this spot is basically my own exclusive secret base. Using this altar, every piece of trash loot I get converts into source essence to buff my stats. The urge to test it out is absolutely huge. Luckily, I already have a reward chilling in my pocket. I chuck in that cheap stamina charm I grabbed last night. Boom! A super ancient glass bottle spawns right on the altar, halfway filled with a dark glowing liquid. The Eye of Truth fires up. Source essence slightly boosts life force once absorbed. A permanent stat upgrade. Just as planned, I chug it down without second guessing. I expected a gross metallic flavor, but it is actually super sweet. Right when I think it failed, a massive heat wave explodes in my chest. Every single cell I have furiously soaks up the crazy energy. Literal steam starts pouring off my skin. This feeling? Completely different from any generic item I tried before. This raw power surges straight through my bones and muscles. I stroll over to a massive beef carcass hanging on a hook. You and I both know that is insane. One casual punch, and over 100 pounds goes flying. One single bottle of common source essence did all that. Becoming a literal, physical god might actually happen now. I force my excitement down. Tomorrow, I'm grabbing some chickens to incubate that dragon egg. But right now, time to hoard all those garbage rewards nobody else wants. Tons of people burn absolute fortunes on offerings just to receive pure trash. That rejected trash is my exact target. Gambling is extremely risky, but scavenging is safe. That afternoon, I call a farm owner, only to hit a new snag. Buying chickens takes actual cash, and that factory purchase completely wiped out my savings. The apocalypse is here, but money still runs everything. So I figure I should go on a quick loot run first and hunt for hidden gems. Having my own exclusive Crimson Throne altar changes everything. Now, I am actively hunting other altars to burn. My daily limits. But surprisingly, the exact second I step into the market, a terrifying scream echoes out. A creepy monster in shredded monk robes is attacking some random guy. I instantly trigger the Eye of Truth. The carnivore monk, wrathful one, an ordinary calamity, wrongly accused of eating stolen mutton. He was beaten until he perished. This guy was a temple guard. He totally despises anything involving meat offerings. It all makes sense now. Some complete rookie offered meat and accidentally spawned this disaster beast, stepping right into the danger zone. And trust me, you and I will want to see this showdown. Off-road trucks roar up, doors fly open, and Commander Ryan jumps out. Stick with me, we are jumping into the action as his grim orders lock down the scene. The crowd scatters fast, but I stay hidden close by, not leaving. Ryan glances back. Commander Ryan, that energy spike is absolutely massive right now. Be careful out there. Emily looks dead serious, and from the sidelines, I hear every single word. Wow, she can literally sense energy spikes. What an insane ability. Suddenly, Emily picks up on a strange presence. She stares directly at me. We lock eyes, and I quickly shove down the rising panic in my chest. I play the role of a scared, curious bystander perfectly. Emily frowns just a little bit. She sensed a weird energy spike, but it was way too weak. She is unsure. Was it all just her wild imagination? Suddenly, the angry monk inside the market lets out a massive roar. Ryan immediately orders covering fire, but those heavy bullets do not even scratch this absolute monster. Seeing this, Ryan loudly shouts, "Squad 2, move out." The words barely leave his mouth before two agile figures launch forward from both sides. One moves so incredibly fast, he literally leaves a glowing afterimage. He raises his sharp blade, striking right at the monk's neck, while the other fighter violently slams a massive iron rack straight down onto the creature's head. That epic combo leaves the monk completely exposed, so Ryan jumps right into the wild brawl himself. His long blade sparks with blinding electricity. One incredibly powerful strike, and the terrifying monster is instantly defeated for good. You and I both see it, right? Their flawless teamwork shows just how huge the power gap is. I need to level up quickly before sunset. So, I decide to head toward the city outskirts, searching for a much safer area to find new altars. I pass tons of glowing altars along the way, but their overall quality is honestly worse than my very first day. Walking right past an unfinished building, the Eye of Truth suddenly detects a faint energy pulse. I quickly climb the stairs up to the second floor. A weirdly shaped altar appears right before me. Number 1955. Connected coordinate the city of eternal clocks. A clockmaker deity chasing absolute precision. His eternal clock is way too perfect, leaving him totally trapped in endless, crushing boredom. He desperately sees RAVs change. Reading this, I cannot help but mutter, is this powerful guy seriously just bored out of his mind? A low altar number means amazing rewards, but time is impossible to see or touch. I cannot think of a single fitting offering, so I leave to search elsewhere. Heading deeper into the outskirts, I suddenly spot another glowing altar. This one is woven purely from spider silk. Altar 37112, connecting straight to the pig demon lair. A pig demon mother lost her beautiful singing voice. Now, her poor child cries every single night from terrible nightmares. She wants to sing her soothing demon lullaby again. Reading this makes my head spin completely. I cannot even hum a basic human lullaby all the way through. A demon lullaby is completely out of my league. I turn around and leave, feeling incredibly frustrated. Two massive failures in a row are definitely making me anxious. Just as I am about to give up on this spot, a faint glow near a bus stop catches my attention. I quickly approach the glowing light. An altar built entirely out of matchsticks comes right into view. Just standing near this thing, I'm completely drowned in waves of intense sorrow. I activate the Eye of Truth. Altar 23333, connecting to a snowy street corner. Trapped in a blizzard, a little match girl feels absolute confusion and deep sorrow like never before. She cannot understand why the freezing people walking past no longer need the matches she sells. Reading this tragic description, I'm completely stunned. I know exactly what you are thinking. Is this actually the little match girl from that sad fairy tale? Even classic fairy tales have become real dimensions. As shocking as it sounds, this quirky altar might actually hold something truly valuable. After thinking it over, I pull out my newly bought lighter and place it directly onto the matchstick altar. Hey, times are changing. If you cannot catch the modern wave, how will you ever sell matches? The exact moment my words fade, something super strange happens. A deep, vibrating hum rises from the altar. Then, a blinding purple beam completely erupts from it. Here we go again. I immediately fix my eager gaze on the glowing reward. A palm-sized box hovers magically in the air. Full of questions, I rush forward and grab it. A bad feeling creeps in. Name Matchbox of Hope. Grade Epic. Generates 5 matches of hope automatically every single day at 5 a.m. After reading this, I fall totally silent. An epic grade item that literally just produces 5 lousy matches a day? Out of pure curiosity, I pull out all the matches to check them. Match of Hope. Grade Common. When lit, it burns warm and incredibly bright. Wind and water cannot easily put it out. Inflicts bonus burning damage on calamity targets. Huge damage to calamities. Now, that is very interesting. If I run into a tricky blacklight monster, this could really come in handy. But only getting 5 matches a day still feels pretty weak. Just as I am tossing the matchbox into my dimensional vault, a genius thought strikes me like lightning. These matches are common grade. If I offer every single one to the Crimson Throne, would I not get 5 free bottles of source energy every day? Trust me, you're going to want to see what happens when we test this out. Stick with me here. I sprint back, and 20 minutes later, I burst inside the warehouse toward the Crimson Throne. I pull out a single match, placing it right in the center. I hold my breath. Then, boom, that exact same magic starts happening. A tiny crimson bottle appears from literally nowhere. Source essence. It actually worked. My chest is pounding with pure hype. The Matchbox of Hope mixed with the Crimson Throne. This combo is absolutely insane. 0 risks and an endless stream of insane rewards. After trading away all my leftover matches, I score 5 whole bottles of source essence. I chug them all. My energy feels like it is totally erupting. My entire body radiates intense heat. After a few minutes, I finally master this amazing new power. I quickly check my phone. Only 2 hours left until the midnight reset. 2 trades left, and I definitely cannot waste them. The City of Eternal Clocks altar hits my mind. Low tier, time theme. The prize has to be completely epic. But what item could even work as a perfect trade? Thinking about that, I scan the whole room. My eyes lock onto a dusty desk calendar. My dad brought it back from his office right before he passed. I never really had the strength to toss it. The pages are absolutely filled with random scribbles. The biggest standout is a heavy dark circle marked right on June 7th. That marks the moment I lost my parents in a crash. It is also the day I visit their peaceful memorial every single year. Turning the pages, September 15th marks when Vivian and I got together. December 24th is her special birthday. There are tons of other little notes too. Payday, credit card bills, a schoolmate's wed rent deadlines. Some happy, some stressful. Together, they map out a real timeline that belongs completely to me. Suddenly, the whole clock altar mystery clicks perfectly. Let that sink in. The timeline it builds is completely flawless. 0 surprises, no happiness, no struggles. Just a totally frozen world. But this little calendar is built different. It holds the journey of one real human life. The schedule inside is chaotic, complicated, beautifully uncertain. Time like that actually breathes. The altar does not need fancy advanced technology. It just demands a genuine understanding of time. Feeling totally inspired, I march straight toward that glowing clock altar. Standing right in front of it again, I grab the calendar, gently resting it down in the middle. Flawless ticking time holds 0 life. This human time, packed with mistakes and an imperfect journey, is the kind that actually breathes. Will the altar accept this massive upgrade? The second I finish speaking, the faded calendar instantly vanishes. Time itself completely freezes over. Every single thing around me goes completely, totally silent. Boom! Golden light explodes everywhere. The whole unfinished building shines incredibly bright. A million scattered memories of human life blast past my vision like a wild movie. Right then, an ancient pocket watch spawns into the center. I instantly trigger the Eye of Truth. Pocket Watch of Fate. Legendary grade. The passive skill gives its user an insane sensitivity to sudden shifts. You basically gain reaction and processing speed way beyond normal humans. Seeing this, I actually frown a bit, like, how does that help? But the second my fingers grip that watch, an unbelievably electric feeling rushes through me. You and I both thought it was useless, right? Nope, it skips basic raw power. It gives me pure control and awareness. I can channel my superhuman energy and strength with totally absolute precision, playing it incredibly safe. I quickly stash the pocket watch of fate into my dimensional vault. Surprisingly, the crazy connection to this world does not fade away even slightly. It still functions perfectly. Honestly, from this moment on, if anybody tries another sneaky ambush, I can crush them without revealing any hidden trump cards. I quickly check the time. 10:40 p.m. just over a single hour until the altar finally refreshes. One final offering remains, but after searching through this entire block, I only spot two completely worthless altars. One links straight to a swamp packed with massive mosquitoes. The other leads to a literal bug paradise. Wait. Faint yelling and angry insults echo from way down the road. Other humans are actually surviving out here? Instantly going on high alert, I sneak forward. Over in a wide storage yard, two distinct rival groups stand facing off. Right beside them sits an altar, shining with a soft pink glow, shaped perfectly like a slender hand. My pulse spikes up completely on its own. This thing looks incredibly rare. Triggering the eye of truth, I stare hard. Altar number 9, 2, 6, 9. Linked location is the actual Palace of Bliss. A mighty succubus queen, surviving endless combat, totally bored by normal physical thrills. She desperately wants a physical thrill that shocks her actual soul. Checking this info, I practically gasp. The tier rank is pretty low, but that description is honestly super wild. Then I just instinctively pat my heavy backpack, remembering one specific item inside. Talk about an absolutely perfect match. Right then, the tense yard standoff completely shifts. Trust me, you're going to want to see this clash. A bald boss rocking a gold chain and 12 massive thugs faces just 4 warriors, led by a fiercely striking woman. That bald boss smirks and swaggers forward. Do not force us to get terribly rough here. You seriously have the nerve to steal from my brothers? Hand it over. Drop some extra sweet treasures, and just maybe my crew lets you walk away. Let's jump into the madness. The woman across from him just snaps, get lost. The bald guy totally loses it. Take them down. As the dozen thugs rush in yelling, the 4 fighters on the woman's side instantly lock into a tight defensive formation. The woman grips her dagger and dashes straight at the mob. Her team steps up too. One massive fighter swings a heavy steel pipe with wild power. The other 2 aim low strikes right at the thug's legs. The attackers start getting pushed back fast. The bald leader roars in anger and launches a heavy kick at the giant powerhouse. The giant spits red mist and flies several meters backward. With the bald guy jumping into the clash, the tide instantly flips. The woman's defenders fall down one by one. The bald boss traps her right up against a large shipping container. Now pay attention. She refuses to back down. Cold fury fills her eyes. You are all finished. The bald boss feels the danger and tries backing up, but she shatters a strange bead in her palm. Pitch black mist floods the entire yard. From the shadows steps a beast over 3 meters tall. Holy wow, black light monster. The thugs freeze. But what comes next is way scarier. The monster spins around the second it spawns and instantly tears the closest powerhouse fighter right apart. The bald boss totally loses his mind in fear. This woman has completely lost her mind. She turns on her own crew. The thugs scatter, but the massive beast traps them all. A completely one-sided takedown begins. I watch from the edge, my heart racing fast. This girl is absolutely ruthless. To get away, she will drag absolutely everyone down into the abyss. She is a total walking hazard. Within minutes, the only guy left standing is the bald boss, desperately trying to run, but with one jump, the beast pins him flat. Minutes later, the yard turns into a total disaster zone. Can you believe this? Everyone is wiped out, but the beast just keeps roaming around, hunting for next targets. The girl who called it hides behind a large stone pillar, holding her breath. I check the clock, frowning deeply. 11:50 p.m. I cannot wait any longer, or my final offering today vanishes. I take a deep breath, focus up, and channel all my inner energy. I dash straight at the fierce girl. Game over. The girl behind the pillar senses me instantly, but instead of fleeing, she tightens her grip and strikes back. She thrusts the sharp blade at my chest from an insanely difficult angle. The old me never could have dodged this, but thanks to the source energy and my fate pocket watch, her path is laughably obvious. I easily predict her next move before I even dodge. I lean slightly and smoothly dodge the strike. Before she even realizes it, I slash right across her arm. Another quick strike disables her other hand. Both arms drop uselessly in a flash. She cries out for mercy. Please, mister, we can just talk this out. Please show some pity. But my eyes stay freezing cold. Zero mercy today. Once a battle starts, you finish it. I push the fruit knife straight toward her neck. There is absolutely no way she avoids this strike. But right as the blade nears her neck, she shrieks, and with a loud pop, she bursts into a huge cloud of red mist out of nowhere. My knife just hits empty air. When the weird mist fades, the woman is completely gone without a trace. I am shocked. She survived that? She slipped away right in front of my face. What kind of crazy ability is that? I totally thought she would be an easy target tonight. I never realized this world was hiding so many deep secrets. A tricky escape skill like that is something I have never seen before. Still, she definitely will not dare return anytime soon. Right at that second, a loud roar mixed with heavy wind snaps me to reality. The huge blacklight monster has found me. Just as its massive claws swing my way, I take one tiny step back and smoothly dodge it. Using the quick opening when its attack misses, I slice a clean gash across its leg with the fruit knife. The beast howls in pain and strikes back, but right now, every move it makes looks like slow motion. The prediction buff from the Fate Pocket Watch is seriously overpowered. Within just a few rapid trades, my epic footwork and speed leave the beast totally covered in deep gashes. But I still cannot find its ultimate weak spot. As I keep dodging around, I activate my Eye of Truth. The back of its skull glows bright red. That is the jackpot. I use my light step leggings to jump way up into the air. I slam the knife into the back of its skull with absolutely every ounce of strength I have. That is where we leave it, guys. Its massive body crashes down. Finally over. I cannot afford to waste a second, so I grab the dragon egg from my dimensional space. Dinner time, little guy. I place it next to the fallen beast. The egg actually seems to wake up. The pool of red energy on the ground vanishes incredibly fast. Even the monster's fallen body completely dries up within seconds. A tiny line of text glows on the shell. Hatching progress, 2%. My heart races with pure hype. The strategy totally works. I am absolutely thrilled. I carefully place the dragon egg back where the massive brawl just took place. Within seconds, the egg absorbs every drop of energy from the dirt. A few glowing orbs pop up next to the defeated FOs. I checked them out quickly. Alright, stick with me here. Nothing valuable. I toss it all into the dimensional vault. Later, I will convert it into raw source energy. This haul is an absolute jackpot. With the loot secured, my eyes lock onto that seductive succubus altar. Craving a little spark, my succubus queen, then experience the magic of fire and ice. I pull out Tiger Bomb. I place it directly on the altar. The jade hand awakens instantly, and a bright purple glow quickly surrounds me. With a stimulant this intense, I expected at least a mythic red glow to appear, but I only get purple light. Looks like this queen has experienced way too much before. But then, something totally unexpected happens. That purple energy absolutely refuses to fade away. Instead, it literally forms a human shape right on the altar. A blurry silhouette emerges, making me instinctively grip my knife. But what actually appears is a gorgeous female figure with an absolutely flawless shape. Delicate little demon horns rest gently on her head. Behind her, a cute heart-tipped tail sways gently. An actual living, breathing succubus. Her dreamy, glowing gaze completely locks onto me. Mortal, you have truly pleased me. As your reward, I will grant you one chance to fulfill any wish. Her voice leaves my throat dry. The energy in my body starts rushing somewhere it definitely should not. Holy crap, I just unlocked a hidden tier waifu. But right as the romantic tension peaks, a wildly bizarre hum completely cuts through the air. My dragon egg suddenly starts violently shaking. Before I can even react, an indescribable, terrifying magnetic pull completely erupts from the black egg. Don't blink. The succubus freezes, sensing her ultimate end. This magnetic pull defies all logic. She gets dragged in instantly. The absolute second she touches the egg, she dissolves into pure purple energy and gets completely devoured. Total silence surrounds me. I completely freeze on the spot, my mind going blank. What just happened? Where is my epic tier waifu? The dragon egg on the floor literally lets out a satisfied burp. Then, it just slowly floats right back into my waiting arms. I hold it with shaking hands because the status text is climbing like crazy. The hatching progress just shot straight up to 41%. Is the energy of one epic tier succubus seriously that massive? Suddenly, I notice a vibrant purple glow radiating from the egg, with a few tiny, cute heart marks now etched into it. A fierce abyssal dragon paired with little hearts. The egg nuzzles restlessly against me. Knowing my succubus waifu is never coming back, I jab the hard shell with a vicious, annoyed poke. You better hatch into a gorgeous girl to make up for this. Right then, a massive clap of thunder splits the sky, and the gray rain begins. I quickly duck under a nearby awning, and every single trace of the earlier battle completely dissolves. I replay the fight in my head. That woman escaping really bothers me. She is exactly like a venomous snake hiding in the dark shadows. I slip into a nearby 3-story building, hoping to catch her off guard. One surprise strike could permanently put an end to this annoying threat. Meanwhile, over at the Anomaly Affairs Bureau headquarters in the Dragon Nation capital, an excited researcher completely bursts into the room. General, great news. We cracked the secret of the gray rain. General Lee looks up in total disbelief. Tell me everything. Professor Carter takes a very deep breath. We analyzed an unknown active substance in the rain. It is completely harmless to humans, but it temporarily disables all superhuman abilities. What? General Lee instantly freezes. Every senior officer in the command center looks totally shocked. Professor Carter just barrels on, his words rapidly tumbling out. Abilities only return once the rain fully evaporates. That means exactly between midnight and 5 a.m. You realize what this means, right? Any powerful sacrificer touched by the rain completely reverts to normal. Just a totally ordinary human. General Lee's eyes instantly flash with realization. If that is really true, then we can definitely use these rainy nights to capture all those rogue sacrificers who escaped our control. Professor Carter quickly adds, the rain itself cannot be stored, but extracting the active substance lets us develop powerful suppressants or high-pressure water cannons. If they actually pull this off, it will become the absolute sharpest weapon in their arsenal. Back inside the abandoned building, I scroll through the forums while waiting for her. Suddenly, a wild post flashes by. Shocking secret, never go outside during the rain. You will instantly turn back into a mortal. When I tap it, the post is already gone. I immediately sense it was purposefully deleted. If this is really true, that crazy woman cannot escape into her crimson mist while it rains. But suddenly, a heavy wave of unease hits me. Does that mean I get affected too? If I revert to normal, forget about hunting anyone tonight. Then I remember my source. Essence from the Crimson Throne. The description explicitly states permanently solidified. That means it is absolutely not some temporary buff or equipment. It is my own pure strength. The rain might strip armor, but it cannot dissolve muscle. Plus, the dimensional vault is a completely sealed space. It definitely will not get contaminated, and the pocket watch of fate is safely inside. meaning my perception ability stays perfectly intact under this gray rain. Let that sink in. While everyone else becomes weaklings, my own weakening is barely noticeable. Doesn't that make me the absolute god of this rainy night? Stick with me here. My heart is racing. I just have to test this right now. Standing in the gray rain everyone else fears. A massive grin takes over my face. This rain wipes out all superhuman abilities, but it cannot touch the epic physical boost from the source essence. While other super users get reduced to weaklings, I am the absolute king of this rainy night. Meanwhile, the woman who witnessed my terrifying power just escaped back to her giant mansion using her crimson escape skill. Her men in black panic immediately seeing her state. A worried butler rushes over. "Miss Scarlet, how did you get hurt this badly? Where are the others?" Scarlet looks absolutely terrified. They are all entirely gone. Even I was almost finished by that stranger. He is terrifyingly strong. She orders the butler to grab an artist. She desperately wants my face on paper. Meanwhile, the second I get back to the slaughterhouse, I dump every collected item into the glowing crimson throne. These items lose their magic under the gray rain. Better to convert everything into source essence for a personal boost. After downing all 4 bottles of source essence, I head inside and crash. Then, at 5 a.m., I wake up exactly on time. I already set things up with the farm owner last night. The very first batch of chickens has arrived. I turn into an absolute machine and begin processing. 500 chickens later, the dragon egg hits 42%. That huge pile of birds gave me just 1%. Is this little guy just a literal money-eating beast? Time to change my strategy. The altar arrivals have hit our traditional industries super hard. The farm owner feels super anxious because he cannot sell his livestock. Watch closely. You are going to totally love this. If I turn his poultry into products and he handles sales, I charge a fee while the egg absorbs what it needs. That works absolutely perfectly. I dial the farm owner. I lay out the idea clearly, and we totally hit it off. That afternoon, Boss Walker delivers another 500 chickens. He even wants to bring in his competitors' birds. I know he wants to be a middleman and pocket the extra cash, but until this dragon egg hatches, I need him bringing me as much poultry as he can. Right after Boss Walker leaves, the processing mill starts up again. This time I am not chasing crazy efficiency like this morning. Instead, I carefully focus on controlling the exact angle and power of every single cut. This is honestly a totally unique form of training. I can feel myself and the shiny blade becoming perfectly in sync with each other. This repetitive work greatly sharpens my power control. As night falls, the dragon egg reaches exactly 43%. I shoulder my bag and head out. Night is simply the best time for offerings. Across the city, Vivian and her boyfriend Damon arrive at a lively night bar. They meet a mysterious guy calling himself Vince. Paying 500,000 yuan, Vince hands over a mysterious location. Soon, Vivian and Damon drive away. Damon cannot hide his excitement on the way. I know what you are thinking, but listen to this. Once we get into Black Shadow, the biggest underground crew in Riverside, nobody will dare touch us. Your loser X will finally know better than to mess with us. A bright flash of anticipation crosses Vivian's eyes too. That loser is probably scraping by right now, yet he had the absolute nerve to block me. He has not sent a single message in days. Meanwhile, I sneeze on my way to an altar. I literally just faced the unluckiest moment of my life. The altar only dropped a basic blue-grade item, the Windrunner boots. This item massively boosts movement speed, but during a rainy night, it is totally useless. When I get home, I will offer it to the Crimson Throne and see exactly what grade of source essence it manages to convert into. Around 11 p.m., I spot a mysterious glow by a small river. Getting closer, I find a unique altar that looks completely different on its left and right sides. On the left stands a gorgeous flaming phoenix, glowing bright red. On the right sits a dull, heavy ruler. I quickly activate my Eye of Truth. I quickly realize the two altars are linked together by a thin thread of energy. Wait, so twin altars are actually a real thing here. The more I look, the more uneasy I feel, because neither altar is normal. The Phoenix Altar, altar number 7, 7, 6, 6. Connected coordinate, the 9 heavens, immortal realm. Selena, the proud daughter of the heavens, seems deeply troubled. 3 years ago, her fiancé Blaze suffered a massive regression in his cultivation. The family elders are pressuring her to cancel the engagement. She stands at a tough crossroads, totally unsure of which path to take. The right altar is just as epic. Altar number 6, 6, 7, 7. Connected coordinate, the 9 heavens, immortal realm. Blaze, the former genius, had his cultivation mysteriously stall. Falling from grace, he is now sadly scorned by absolutely everyone as a useless wreck. He desperately longs to break free, but nobody helps. Reading this, my heart starts pounding wildly. Selena and Blaze, I know exactly where this goes. So what do you and I do now? Acting as the ultimate puppet master. Stick with me here. If I do not force Selena to cancel this engagement, Blaze will not hit rock bottom, his cheat power stays locked, and I get 0 rewards. So I must follow the plot, stirring the pot at this critical moment. Selena is not totally heartless, but her family's pressure already planted the seed of rejection. So, let's make this breakup happen even more violently than before. Driving Blaze to the absolute edge maximizes my reward. I quickly grab a pen and paper to start fanning the flames. Selena, how can a glorious phoenix flock with sparrows? The cultivation path is brutal, and he can no longer keep up with your level. To reach the peak, you must first cut what holds you back. I drop the note directly into the Phoenix altar. The altar gives a gentle pull, and the paper vanishes. A glowing vision screen suddenly appears right on the altar. Selena is crying uncontrollably, clutching her engagement token from Blaze. Outside her door, an elder's cold voice rings out impatiently. Selena, stop being stubborn. The ancestors have decided. The Blaze family is no longer worthy of marrying into the Nolan family. She bites her lip hard. Right then, a glowing red feather floats through the window, landing on her hand with a small slip of paper. After reading the note, she suddenly trembles and whispers to herself, "How can a phoenix flock with sparrows?" The confusion in her eyes instantly vanishes forever. Her phoenix heritage starts to boil over. She crushes the jade pendant and walks away with the elder, marching straight to the Blaze household without ever looking back. As the vision fades, I am officially the mastermind behind this epic breakup. But wait, no reward appears on the altar at all. Does this system require both sides to play out first? I look toward the heavy ruler altar. I pick up my pen again and write down another dramatic message. A tiger on flat ground never bows, just waiting for the rising wind to laugh at the mountains and rivers. Fortunes rise and fall. Never look down on a poor young man. After writing this, a massive surge of pure adrenaline rushes straight to my head. Now watch this carefully. I slap the note onto the altar. Boom! The karmic vision bursts out even more violently than before. Inside the Blaze family hall, the tension is suffocating. Selena looks completely ice cold. The elder behind her shows pure contempt. The Nolan family hereby declares this engagement with the Blaze family officially broken. A toad lusting after a swan. Do not even think about dragging down the bright future of our holy maiden. The crowd's mockery makes Blaze clench his fists tight. Endless humiliation completely surges right through his pounding chest. He glares at Selena, standing nearby, his eyes totally resolute. Fine, then today I divorce you. From this day forward, we have absolutely nothing to do with each other. Afterwards, Blaze stands on the back mountain loudly roaring at the sky. Just as he is about to break, a slip of paper carrying my will drifts down, landing right on his face. He completely freezes for a moment. He unfolds it, and those incredibly dramatic words leap into his vision. Fortunes rise and fall, so never look down on a poor young man. Blaze's body trembles violently. That nearly extinguished flame in his heart suddenly flares right back to life. My fate is mine, not the heavens. I, Blaze, will never sink into absolute oblivion. Just as his conviction hits absolute peak, The black ring on his right hand bursts with brilliant light. An aura, sleeping for ages, finally awakens from within. Little one, you have suffered all these years. Outside, the vision screen violently shatters. In that instant, you and I both know what this means. A massive energy surge slams the altar. This reward is going to be earth-shaking. What grade will it be? I stare intensely at the altars. The left phoenix altar erupts, shooting a massive pillar of black light straight into the sky. A terrifying aura explodes outward, soaked in pure rage. Holy crap, black light. I'm completely done for. I have to run. But right then, the right heavy ruler altar also bursts forth with a massive pillar of energy. Blinding red light completely lights up the sky. I freeze entirely in my tracks. Red light? I am not running anywhere now. Looking at rewards from both altars makes my scalp tingle. One soaring black light pillar, and one red light that literally drives everyone insane. I make my decision instantly. Definitely not running. I turn and sprint straight toward the heavy ruler altar, snatching the item, appearing within the red light. It is a dagger wreathed in black mist. At the same time, the ground beneath my feet shakes violently. A terrifying figure rises from the black light altar. Her face bears a slight resemblance to Selena, but her expression is completely wild with madness, and her voice drips with absolute hatred. You made me lose him. I quickly activate the Eye of Truth. It is Selena's inner demon wraith, epic grade. A resentment calamity born from twisted karma, sharing the exact same lineage as Selena. Personality, obsessive and completely insane. I instantly try to bolt, but the wraith chases me down immediately. A truly massive force slams directly into my chest. Trust me, you do not want to see this. Even with the steel body, I take massive damage. My heart sinks in terror. How am I supposed to fight this? Stick with me here. The wraith closes in instantly. A straight punch toward my throat, and my pocket watches screaming warnings. I leap back, barely dodging the strike, then instantly counter with a fierce thrust. Just when I think my attack will bounce right off her defense, it slides in completely smooth. My eyes light up. This dagger is seriously overpowered. The wraith cries out and jumps back, totally refusing to fight up close. Then she hurls a massive ball of dark flame right at me. I roll away, barely dodging the blast, and prepare to go on the offensive. If this weapon breaks her guard, taking her down is totally possible. Activating my Eye of Truth, a glowing purple light flickers on the wraith's stomach. Found it. That is her ultimate weak spot. I lunge forward for a direct strike, but she blocks it instantly, swiping her terrifying claws right at my face. Shifting the blade in a split second, I slash open her defense, but her razor-sharp claws rip right into my left arm. That glowing weak spot dims out. We trade massive blows head-on. I push my strike even deeper, but get absolutely launched across the room in return. I struggle to stand up, my spine feeling like it might just snap in half. Meanwhile, that glowing mark on her stomach fades even more. She slams her palms together, pulling in every single ounce of dark energy. A giant blade forms and crashes down. Watch closely. This is where everything flips. I toss out my special ticket to Act 4. Instantly, her massive weapon just dissolves into thin air. She looks completely confused. Bursting forward at lightning speed, I land strike after strike. Finally, she crashes heavily to the ground. This insane battle is over. I'm absolutely covered in injuries. Left arm and ribs completely shattered. But even through all this pain, I remember my dragon egg. Pulling it out, I let it absorb the dark essence left behind. The hatching progress skyrockets, finally pausing at 49.6%. Right then, my Eye of Truth notices something really weird. The heavy, dark energy in the air is not fading away at all. Instead, it is all getting sucked straight into the black dagger. I suddenly realize I never even checked this weapon's stats. Activating the Eye of Truth, the item screen pops up. Soul Dagger, basic level. Growth is 97 points. Mythic grade. It feeds off dark energy and fear to actually level itself up. The user gains massive corruption resistance. Pure joy hits me. This is another legendary mythic drop, and it even blocks those nasty mental attacks. This is exactly the upgrade I needed. Source Essence can boost my stats to absolutely terrifying heights. But if my mind gets totally controlled, even God-tier strength means nothing. This weapon perfectly covers my weakness. After a quick breather, my strength returns. I check the time, 11:45 p.m. I limp my way back toward the slaughterhouse. Meanwhile, 3 heavy off-road vehicles are speeding directly toward the battle site. Commander Ryan sits in the passenger seat, looking totally grim. The absolute chaos of the last 2 days has exhausted them. First, that massive red beam in the city center. Then the strange gold light out by the old abandoned factory. We both see that massive red pillar erupting out west. Pure chaos. He desperately needs a solid clue this time. Beside him, Agent Emily sounds terrified. Commander, if we do not arrive before midnight, all that leftover battle energy gets completely erased. When the convoy finally pulls up, the area is destroyed. Huge impact craters cover the ground. Nearby lies a strange fallen figure, looking neither human nor demon. Ryan immediately orders his squad to gather clues, signaling Emily to cast Energy Rewind. She steps up, pressing her hands together and closing her eyes. A soft blue aura spreads outward, but just as the past vision starts forming in front of her, she violently jolts backward. She coughs up dark fluid and totally collapses backward, completely knocked out. Ryan is absolutely stunned and catches her. Right on cue, heavy raindrops start falling as a massive lightning bolt splits the sky. Midnight is here. The mysterious gray rain washes away every single clue. The ruined altar and all the leftover evidence simply vanish. Luckily, squad member runs over yelling, "We managed to collect a few energy samples." Ryan clenches his jaw. "Report this to base right now. Call everyone in. We are on full alert tonight." Meanwhile, I finally make it to my safe zone. Because of these insane injuries, it took me over 2 hours just to walk. First up, I sacrificed the Windrunner boots to the Crimson Throne. Instantly, a glowing new bottle of Source Essence drops for me. Uncommon grade. Absorbing it grants a massive permanent boost to overall vitality. Seeing that massive vitality boost, I get super hyped and chug the whole bottle. Instantly, start shaking violently. Incredible power surges through my veins. Every shattered bone heals at a crazy speed. This uncommon Source Essence is an absolute lifesaver. Just minutes later, my terrible injuries actually close up. I pull out my new dagger. Trust me, you're gonna want to stick around. Me and this weapon are bonded. And tomorrow, the epic chicken farming begins. Alright, stick with me here. Every chicken I farm now sharpens my striking technique, boosts the dragon egg's progress, and levels up my dagger. A true 3-in-1 perfect cycle. By the very next morning, find my injuries have nearly fully healed up. I pull out 5 fresh matches for the offering. After drinking down 4 bottles of Source Essence, I call up Boss Walker, telling him to bring me everything he has in stock. 1,200 chickens arrive soon after. I grab the Soul Dagger and begin training. After a full morning of farming, the Soul Dagger's growth reaches 197 points. The Dragon Egg gains another point too, finally hitting 54% hatching progress. Right at that very second, it finally stirs. A tiny crack splits the shell, and a fluffy tail pokes out with the familiar heart-shaped tip. Wait, didn't that absorbed succubus have a tail exactly like that? Well, truly worthy of the epic dragon egg I raised with my own hands. You better hatch into an adorable little dragon girl for me. Meanwhile, Scarlet and her group arrive at the abandoned storage yard. The woman walking right beside her is none other than Vivian. Thanks to her insane luck, Vivian successfully became a core member of the shadowy underground organization, Black Shadow. Suddenly, Vivian asks in total confusion, "In a place this remote, is the master you mentioned really here?" Scarlet turns and shoots her an icy glare. "Don't think your crazy luck gives you the right to run your mouth. That guy is ridiculously strong. For amateurs like you, one finger is all he needs. If not for an informant saying red light appeared here last night, I would never dare risk coming back to this place. Just not far away, on an unfinished building's rooftop, a shadowy figure silently reports to the bureau. Suspicious target spotted at the abandoned storage yard in the western outskirts. Now pay attention. Inside Riverside City's Anomaly Affairs Bureau, Commander Ryan hears the report, and a brief flicker of relief crosses his grim face. Finally, solid lead. After acquiring the mythic gray dragon egg and the dagger, I finished processing 1,000 chickens in just one morning. The soul dagger and the dragon egg's progress have absolutely surged. I'm in a fantastic mood, ready to head back to the city and find new chances to make offerings. But just as I step onto the busy pedestrian street, a piercing, desperate scream tears through the air. A middle-aged guy clutches an empty box, wailing, "My own wife left me. My daughter doesn't even recognize me. What's the point of trying anymore?" The security captain right beside him looks incredibly annoyed. "You think this is some wishing well? When you were gambling like a total degenerate, did you ever think about the actual consequences?" The crowd around the man is buzzing with chatter. From their words, I quickly piece together what happened. This guy sold his house, bought a jade pendant, all for one offering today, and the altar gave him back a totally useless wooden stick. I turn my gaze to the altar that caused this disaster. It has a really strange shape and glows with bright gold light. We all saw this coming, right? No wonder he gambled everything. I activate the Eye of Truth. Altar 1726. Link: the Goblin's Abandoned Vault. A goblin collector who grew tired of gold and jewels longs to collect the world's most advanced tech creations. Reading this info, can't help but smirk. The jade thumb ring this guy went totally bankrupt to buy was offered to a tech-obsessed goblin. This tragic ending was written from the very start. The security captain signals his men to drag him away, when suddenly, an arrogant voice cuts through. "Hold on." A stunningly seductive figure walks over. It's none other than Vivian herself. She lifts her chin, basking in the greedy stares, then glances at the middle-aged man. "If you give up, you really lose everything. Want to get back exactly what you lost?" Hope flares in the man's eyes. "Yes, I want to. Whatever you want me to do, I will. If you want offerings every day to gamble with, then come with me." Vivian dramatically snaps her fingers. Several bodyguards behind her instantly hoist the man up. The crowd is absolutely stunned. Is this beauty here doing charity? Wasn't it always rich guys keeping innocent girls? Why is this totally reversed? Two thugs on the edge of the crowd hear the chatter and snort with loud laughter. "You guys totally don't get it. This is called farming. Plenty of people have no money for offerings, but others have all the cash in the world and only a limited number of daily offerings. That's where these farmed losers come in. Everything they get from offerings goes straight to the top. If they pull top-tier items, they eat like kings, living the absolute high life. If they fail to pull anything good, they get squeezed until they're totally useless, drained down to the very last drop. Hence the name, human slot machines." I hear every word clearly from the sidelines, but honestly, other people's fates are not my concern. Just as I turn to leave, a voice rings out behind me. "Hey, you, wait." I recognize Vivian's voice, but I do not respond. I keep walking straight. "Stop. Are you deaf? I told you to stop. Trust me, you'll want to see what happens next." Instantly, bodyguards in black rush over and surround me. I slowly turn around. Vivian is looking incredibly smug right now. "Come hang out with me for this epic showdown." Ever since she joined the biggest underground faction, Black Shadow, her massive success made her a total star. But I am still the biggest thorn in her side. A supposed loser like me actually dared to block her, and now, just happened to bump right into her. She crosses her arms, flashing a super mocking smile. "You blocked me, but then you just could not stop yourself from crawling right back. Regretting it? Way too late." The crowd bursts into endless laughter and whispers. Where on earth did this guy come from? Sounds like her poor ex, total trash chasing a pure swan. Honestly though, stomach is just loudly growling. I have absolutely zero patience for Vivian today. Seeing my totally bored face, she completely snaps. Still faking it? Suddenly, she kicks off her expensive right heel and yanks off her black stocking right in front of everyone. You wanted me to feel bad for you, right? Get on your knees, kiss my toes, and I will throw you 20,000 yuan just for some cheap dog food. She pulls a massive stack of cash from her designer bag. The whole crowd goes totally wild. This dude hit the jackpot. Lick it right now. Why is the goddess rewarding him? Can I please take his place? The loud troublemakers all blend together, snapping me right out of my hungry days. What is this crazy woman even saying? Is she not just keeping me from my awesome food stall? Now watch closely. Vivian loses it. Get on your knees right now. But the very second she finishes, a massive slap echoes out, loud enough to completely silence the entire street. Her pretty face snaps back. A bright red handprint appears on her skin. Then I backhand her so hard, she crashes right down. Vivian grabs her face in pure shock. Her huge guards attack immediately, but after a few hits, they go flying with dramatic, painful screams. I stroll right over to the shaking Vivian and shoot her a totally disgusted glare. Yeah, you totally wish. Then I casually walk off without looking back. The crowd watches in absolute, stunned silence. Right then, a random guy pulls out his phone to report. Target Peacock just got into a massive, violent brawl right on the busy street. Ever since Scarlett and Vivian showed up at that abandoned yard, the Anomaly Affairs Bureau has been watching them extremely closely. Peacock is actually Vivian's secret codename, and hidden scouts track every single move. The guy continues reporting. The other person looks like her ex, and he clearly has some seriously incredible fighting skills. Wiped out those guards like a fun game. Back at the Anomaly Affairs Bureau, Ryan hears this and simply says, "Got it. Minor fight, just log it. Keep watching." But Emily, who is checking files right nearby, suddenly speaks up. Wait a second. She stares at the sent photo. You and I both know where this is going. The guy looks blurry, but somehow very familiar. Ryan completely stops his work instantly and looks right over. Are you positive you have seen this guy before? But no matter how hard Emily tries to think, absolutely nothing comes to mind. Maybe she is just under way too much stress lately. Ryan's eyes flash as he stares at the screen. Sends agents to investigate her ex. Run a full background check. Launching heavy guards like that means he definitely scored some massive power from the secret altars. Meanwhile, I am finally heading to my favorite food stall. The place is just like always, totally packed and full of great energy. I grab an open seat and quickly order a few of my absolute favorite meals. Right then, an older guy in his 40s walks up. He holds a red bag, weaving right through all the busy drinking tables. He stops at the table beside mine, where some guys are playing loud games. Excuse me, gentlemen, I actually have a special item. Want to take a look? It is a rare blue grade item I literally just pulled today. Blue grade? The guys totally freeze. The man slowly pulls a blue and white porcelain teacup right out of his bag. They grab it curiously, checking it one by one, even using a bright flashlight. But they seriously cannot figure out what this teacup does. A bearded guy waves his hand super impatiently. Just tell us what the thing does. How much cash do you want for it? The older man nervously bites his lip and holds up 3 fingers. The function is not clear yet. The bearded guy literally spits his drink. 30,000? Have you lost your mind? 30,000 for a totally useless teacup with zero purpose? The guy tries to explain, but gets loudly shut down. I watch from my seat. Suddenly, my eye of truth activates, analyzing the totally plain teacup. Cup of stillness, uncommon grade, totally capable of holding the legendary gray rain. Reading that insane description, I take a massive breath. This is actually a divine artifact. The gray rain literally wipes out every single superhuman ability, but normally, it absolutely cannot be stored. With this magical cup, all I have to do is splash the stored rain, and I can instantly crush any top-tier ability user. Trust me, we must buy this now. Thinking that, I instantly call the older guy over. He hurries right up to me. Boss, want to see my item? This really is a rare blue grade. Listen, stick with me here. The bearded guy nearby warns our hero, kid, do not be a fool. This man is clearly a scammer. A true blue tier relic costs way more than a few thousand. Our boy just smiles, nods, and kindly gestures for the shady man to sit. Waiter, bring 2 extra chicken legs and a huge beef chow mein. This guy is starving. Extra meat. The middle-aged guy is completely stunned. Not only is our hero not chasing him off, he is actually buying him a massive meal. The kid seems perfectly harmless, but is he secretly plotting something shady? Once the steaming food arrives, the older man absolutely devours every single bite. After he finishes eating, our boy says, I will take the porcelain teacup. His name is David, a former top-tier senior investment analyst. Sadly, his daughter fell terribly ill, completely draining his entire savings. With literally 0 options left, he had to sell this porcelain teacup. Deal settled. Our hero takes David straight to the ATM for the cash. Walking there, David tightly grips the porcelain cup, looking super nervous. Young man, do you truly trust me? Hearing this, our boy slows his steps. Uncle David, I do not just trust the cup. I trust the heart of a father giving absolutely everything for his precious daughter. The most valuable thing in this world is not some treasure. It is that bright, hopeful light still shining in your eyes. For so long, he faced only cold stares and cruel jokes. Those kind words hit him like a warm, comforting ray of sunlight. Young man, I will absolutely never forget your incredible kindness. I swear, if I ever get the chance, I will truly repay you. Our guy quickly withdraws the cash. When that heavy stack of 30,000 yuan hits his hands, David completely breaks down in tears. His hands are shaking wildly. He tries dropping to his knees, but our hero quickly catches and lifts him. Contacts exchanged. David fades into the bustling crowd. Watching him leave, our hero thinks about his mysterious crimson throne. It requires tons of junk items to stay fed, continuously producing source essence for major power boosts. He desperately needs a loyal helper to buy up all the random trash items that everyone else totally ignores. This buyer absolutely cannot betray him, at least not anytime soon. Uncle David is going to be incredibly useful from now on. Checking his phone, it reads 7:40 p.m. Just over 4 hours until the mysterious gray rain begins. Time to start the grand offering. Wait, pay attention here. A huge commotion suddenly erupts ahead. What is happening to the moon? The bright, beautiful moon is getting swallowed by an eerie layer of crimson. In mere seconds, it turns completely ruby red. His heart totally jolts. Any gamer knows what a crimson moon means. Terrible omens, dark curses, and pure catastrophe. Seriously, what on earth is going on tonight? Pure anxiety and dread ripple through the frantic crowd. Every single face glows with an eerie crimson hue. He quickly whips out his phone, checking forums. The site is completely flooded with wild theories about this crimson moon. Everyone thinks they are doomed. Something absolutely massive is going down tonight. Here is a bold prediction. During the crimson moon, epic pull rates actually double. The gamblers charge ahead. So, what does this crimson moon actually do? He checks a nearby altar. It resembles a rusty vending machine, glowing eerily under the crimson moon. He activates the Eye of Truth to scan altar 20,247. Connected coordinate, the mechanical wasteland. A magical vending machine spirit wandering the desolate ruins. It hoards all currency types. Crimson moon effect active, with 10 offerings remaining. A desperate gambler steps up, tossing his final coin into the strange altar. You and I are watching closely, right? The coin instantly vanishes, dropping the count. But something is weird. The reward item gives off absolutely no light, completely wrapped in a thick, mysterious layer of crimson fog. No matter how close people stand, nobody can see inside it. His pulse is totally racing. Under the crimson moon, altars now have strict offering limits, completely hiding the reward. Lights. Now, only the lucky offer actually knows what epic loot they scored. This is an absolute blessing for him. Even if he pulls 3 mythic red lights right in public, everyone will just naturally assume he got total garbage. He must find altars fast. He quickly completes 2 offerings, but the sad results are highly disappointing. One merely gives him a blue tier longsword. It easily slices steel like mud and is basically indestructible, but he already owns an insanely overpowered, mythic grade soul dagger. Honestly, this basic longsword is just a crunchy little snack for his hungry Crimson Throne. The second altar hands him a purple tier armor piece, the legendary beast Wrath Pauldrons. Once equipped, it grants a wild active skill, unleashing massive berserker power, followed by intense weakness. Honestly, converting it into pure source essence is its only real fate. He wonders what epic tier source essence actually tastes like. Finally, at a street corner, he spots another glowing altar. Eye of Truth activates. Altar 1050. Connected coordinate, the beautiful lost sea of stars. An ancient stargazer, totally lost at the cosmos edge. The brilliant light he chased his entire life has sadly faded away forever. He deeply longs to witness the light of hope just once more. 7 offerings remain. Reading this tragic request, his very first thought is the match of hope. Sadly, all matches today went straight to the Crimson Throne. Plus, ordinary lighters completely lack that deep, powerful meaning of true hope. So where does that leave us? Emptying his pockets, he only finds that crinkled ATM receipt. For David, this tiny slip of paper represents his daughter's chance to survive. Pure hope. It proves a young hero actually extended a helping hand to a complete stranger. Stick with me, we are about to witness something truly incredible. Feeling highly optimistic, I place the paper right onto the center of the altar. Suddenly, a deeply comforting sigh magically echoes right in my ears. Suddenly, simple 5-pointed star magically appears above the altar. The Eye of Truth activates. Star of Hope, legendary grade, one-time use. It instantly activates if the holder falls in battle, fully restoring their physical form and soul to perfect condition. My eyes go wide. Oh my gosh, an extra life. This is the ultimate last resort lifesaver. It is honestly way beyond what normal logic can even measure. I quickly store this Star of Hope inside my dimensional space and pick up my pace homeward. On my way home, scroll the local forums and notice something bizarre. A popular nearby altar just entirely shattered after taking repeated offerings. The mysterious post features a blurry photo. What used to be a fully intact altar is now reduced to just ordinary broken stones scattered everywhere. The entire comment section absolutely explodes. Wait, altars can actually shatter? Someone did the math. Apparently, exactly 10 offerings will shatter them. Out with the old, in with the new. Break them all, and maybe much better ones will finally appear. 2 rival sides argue intensely, while officials remain totally silent. It looks like the higher-ups are completely caught off guard by this sudden, wild turn of events. Now, pay attention, you and I are about to see that the Crimson Moon is no joke. Will shattered altars bring blessings or absolute disaster? I definitely need to convert my shiny new gear into absolute, solid power. Heading back, I notice several mysterious altars with 0 offerings made. Still sitting at 10 remaining. The quiet outskirts really do have way fewer people around. The second I return to my base camp, I confidently offer my awesome blue-grade longsword directly to the glowing Crimson Throne. After consuming the uncommon Crimson Essence, I whip out the epic grade pauldron. Amazingly, the entire Crimson Throne actually starts trembling. A glowing bottle of purple essence appears. Epic grade. Once absorbed, it dramatically boosts the user's overall vitality. I tilt my head back and happily chug it. This epic source essence feels like a literal nuclear blast of pure energy. Incredible energy detonates deep inside my body. My muscles surge and powerfully reform with intense pressure. So, this is how epic grade essence truly feels. I honestly feel strong enough to punch right through the basement wall. I quickly check my phone. 11:59 p.m. I open a lively stream to see if anything magical happens at midnight. On screen, A guy stands eagerly before a quirky, food-themed altar built from random materials. He thought this food altar might drop tasty snacks, but ever since the crimson moon arrived, the only weird change is that the altar stubbornly refused to vanish. He pulls out his offering, fully ready to toss it in, but the massive altar suddenly starts shaking with intense, violent force. A gigantic, creepy tentacled creature menacingly crawls right out. A terrifying giant jaw fills the screen. Then, instantly, the live stream cuts to pitch black. You and I both knew something wild was coming. But honestly, what on earth just happened? A colossal tentacle monster spawned from the altar. The poor streamer missed his snacks and got completely devoured instead. Something is seriously wrong here. Wait, why is there a scary monster outside my building too? Actually, there are multiple. Where are the city guards? We need backup. Moments later, blazing red alert flashes across every single screen. Dragon Nation official emergency broadcast. During the Crimson Moon, all altars are mutating. All citizens, absolutely do not go outside. Stay extremely cautious. Powerful awakened fighters may join the disaster response. Assuming your personal safety is guaranteed. Reading this intense notice, I finally understand everything. The Crimson Moon is actually a mystical key. Every single altar failing to receive 10 offerings by tomorrow gets violently unlocked by this cosmic key. But what emerges isn't hope or friendly deities. It's an actual terrifying calamity tied directly to that specific altar's coordinate. After gripping the Star of Hope inside my Fate pocket watch, my confidence absolutely skyrockets. Plus, the mysterious dragon egg is incredibly close to hatching. These wild calamities are its perfect food. I decide to start hunting immediately. I step outside, totally ready to take down these threats. I quickly spot a nearby altar featuring a mysterious woman in a bright crimson cloak. Instantly, my Eye of Truth activates. The witch, common grade. Just as I cleverly suspected, this first Crimson Moon event features mostly low-level, easily beatable monsters. I smirk and stealthily creep right behind her. The soul dagger flashes coldly, and I successfully strike her core from the shadows. A dramatic scream tears through the quiet night. The witch completely dissolves into a shadowy dark mist. Simultaneously, the mysterious altar beside her violently explodes. Amidst the rubble, glowing object appears. An altar fragment, an item used to maintain the normal operation of altars. I honestly have zero idea what this does, so I just toss the fragment into my dimensional vault and quickly pull out the dragon egg. The eager egg absorbs every drop of the witch's essence. The hatching progress climbs from 54% to 55.8%. The lingering shadowy mist also gets beautifully absorbed by my trusty soul dagger. Its growth hits 214, way better than hunting weak little chickens. Trust me, you and I are watching him grind this Crimson Moon all night. Stick with me, we are diving into pure action. Target to located. Giant common grade trash beast. Boom, one punch finishes it. I grab another altar fragment. Defeating enemies just gets me more excited. For the weak, the Crimson Moon is a disaster. But for me, it is the exact opposite. These broken altars and rare calamities are incredible resources. Suddenly, my brow lifts. Up ahead, a creature covered in bone spikes is happily gnawing on an altar. The elite grade bone demon. Finally, something totally different. Elite grade means green tier rewards. I decide to one-shot it. I launch an epic flying kick at the bone demon, but it suddenly turns and a crimson light flares across its entire body. My kick only pushes it back 2 or 3 meters. Zero real damage. So, elite calamities clearly have more than just higher stats. They have unique mechanics. I instantly charge back in. Meanwhile, inside an old abandoned factory, a terrified brother and sister huddle behind a shipping container. They are trapped here by a mutated monster. The creature is staggering straight toward them. Now, pay close attention here. The brother grips his iron rod tightly, but boom, the monster teleports right before them. Without any hesitation, the boy shoves his sister aside and bravely lunges at the monster. The creature quickly raises a massive bone blade. His sister watches in pure horror as her brave brother is instantly struck down. Elsewhere, on a snowy mountain peak, countless soldiers are battling a massive monster. Their bullets only spark off its thick hide. The platoon leader passionately roars, "Even if we cannot win, we still have to fight." If this beast reaches the foot of the mountain, the peaceful villages below are completely finished. Somewhere else in a barren wasteland, a 5-member squad is covered in injuries, but their faces absolutely glow with excitement. They just defeated a wild elite. Calamity. The squad captain grabs 3 altar fragments. Headquarters really wants to study what these mysterious items do. They even ordered us to buy them at a huge price. Tonight, we absolutely need to push harder. The fiery red-haired woman beside him sneers. A powerful squad like ours took all night just to collect 5 tiny fragments. Even the top government elites cannot do much better than us. Headquarters does not seriously think these fragments are easy to get, right? Meanwhile, over on the other side, I casually wipe the sweat off my forehead and loudly grumble about totally wasting my time. The bone demon got smashed to pieces, but it did not drop a single drop of essence. Totally useless for raising the dragon eggs hatching progress. What a rip-off. After grabbing 3 altar fragments, I melt right back into the night. If I push harder tonight, maybe my little dragon girl will actually hatch. By the time I completely clear this entire area, the dragon egg is almost fully ready to hatch. Sadly, there is not a single monster left standing in this zone. I quietly replay the night in my head. I know what you are thinking. Common calamities get instantly crushed. Only elites with mechanics offer any real resistance. One massive iron giant could shrug off the soul dagger, totally immune to all slashing and piercing damage. But once I figured out its trick, I just laughed and reduced it to scrap with my fists. There was also an elite nightmare whose mechanic was creating crazy illusions. I suddenly appeared inside a weird love hotel. The moment I opened the door, I saw Vivian and her rich boyfriend in the middle of a very heated scene. It did not faze me at all. One swift slash sent them packing as lovers in the underworld. The nightmare lost its powers, and I crushed it with one hand. Suddenly, I sensed something strange. I look right up at the sky. The red on the moon is fading fast. I check my phone. 4 o'clock. So, the crimson moon ends right at 4. I check the progress on the dragon egg and soul dagger. The dragon egg's progress is 82.8%, and the dagger's growth reached 647. So far, the soul dagger has not shown any epic swagger of a true mythic grade item. Once its growth maxes out, it should finally evolve. I count the 31 fragments in my space, and nod with satisfaction. Time to go home and sleep. Back at the slaughterhouse as usual. I trade my matches for source essence, and instantly crash on my bed. But then I have a deeply strange dream. I am a massive ant desperately racing down a tunnel with a huge meat grinder right behind me. If I stop, I get totally pulled in. Up ahead lies a pile of shattered victims left by the grinder. A chill runs through my entire body. Suddenly, a cold, eerie voice speaks. Only by consuming them can you survive. I instantly jolt awake. That nightmare was absolutely ridiculous, but the intense hunger in that dream felt completely real. I really cannot figure it out. After calming down for a short while, I grab my phone. Out of habit, I quickly open the forum. My face changes instantly. The screen is flooded with bright crimson posts, even hotter than last night's Crimson Moon event. One night of the Crimson Moon left countless fallen and wounded. Please help. My neighbor is gone. My wife is crying her heart out. How do I comfort her? I get anxiety just looking at an altar now. Once bitten, twice shy. Wails, curses, and dark jokes flood every single section. But what we see next changes everything. A bright crimson pinned announcement appears. Dragon Nation Official Notice 1. To respond to the changing situation, the official forum is now live. All citizens are strictly required to register. Stick with me here. The government just announced they are now recruiting the Dragon Guard. Any capable citizen can apply right on the official forum. An official will contact you directly. Number 3. They are buying altar fragments instantly for 20,000 yuan each. This is absolutely wild news, making my eyebrow twitch. The Dragon Guard, huh? Super interesting. They want to scoop up scattered civilian powers and control everything. But those magical altar fragments are absolutely dominating the online forum chats. Everyone is guessing their true purpose because officials are paying insane money. Most normal people have absolutely zero ways to grab one. I stare at the 31 fragments chilling in my dimensional space. 620,000. In my past life, 10 solid years of working would not pay that much. But until I figure out their secret, nothing gets sold. Suddenly, my phone vibrates. It is David. Boss Ethan, thank you so much. My daughter got her medicine, but I need to ask one more huge favor. Hearing his relief, my mind starts racing fast. My wife and I made offerings again today. We pulled a basic light bulb and axe. We know they are total garbage, but we seriously need cash. Do you still want them? Literally, whatever you can offer works perfectly. His voice fades out like he knows he is pushing it, but I hear pure desperation there. The authorities totally ignore trash items. Only my awesome Crimson Throne can actually recycle this junk. A genius plan sparks in my brain. I answer quickly, sold. Let us meet tonight. Hanging up. I really think about it. Collecting junk myself takes forever. But secretly building a massive underground recycling empire? The timing is totally perfect right now. Now watch closely. Can Uncle David actually survive my ultimate test? I dial Boss Walker. Come grab the processed chickens and bring me 800 more birds. Boss Walker happily agrees immediately. Soon, a massive truck arrives. I become their absolute worst nightmare, slicing through endless piles of hens. By 4:30 p.m., I wipe sweat from my forehead. The dragon egg hit 85% and the soul dagger reached 720 points. Looking bright. At 5:30, I arrive and call David. He guides me upstairs. The hallway is super damp, but his apartment is sparkling clean. Adorable drawings cover the walls. Clearly his sweet daughter's art. My heart aches. The scene really hits me hard. Uncle David, are you alone? His eyes go dark. My wife and daughter are at the hospital. We basically live there. I just ran back today to sell this stuff for quick cash. He reveals two things. I secretly use Eye of Truth, a glowing bulb and rusty axe. Just basic white tier items. Unless fed to the Crimson Throne, they are completely useless. David looks super hopeful. He nervously asks, maybe 500 or 500 for both things? He instantly tenses up, scared I will walk away laughing. Hearing his super low price, I feel a sudden shock. 500 for white tier is an absolute steal. Buyers would swarm that. I stay completely cool. I ask, do you know lots of people? He smiles bitterly. My friends avoid me. I deal with hospital families. You and I see the opening. I ask if he knows this fragment. David's eyes go wide. I saw this online. Defeating monsters during the Crimson Eclipse drops these magic altars. Officials are buying them for 20,000. David takes a massive breath to calm down. Boss Ethan, do you want me to sell this? Pure admiration fills him. I pat his shoulder and drop the master plan. Here is the fragment. I just want 20,000. Any extra cash is yours. His head snaps up. Did he mishear? Joy instantly turns into pure, dizzying confusion. Whatever profit you make, you do not need to hand it back directly. Just go to those desperate families and buy their trash items. I do not care about your cost. I will pay 500 yuan for every piece. Not 500 for two. 500 each. His pupils shrink. His brain goes into overdrive. His old financial analyst instincts kick in. This is literally a magical money printer using garbage. Paying anything under 500 means pure, steady profit. But suddenly, he realizes, something feels off. Free lunches do not exist. You definitely have hidden reasons. What are you actually after here? Dealing with geniuses saves time. Uncle David, I am handing you an absolutely golden opportunity. Simple rules. Whatever the price, my name stays a secret. So, do you? And I think he takes the bait. From start to finish, I do not exist. You are running your own trading circle now. Do you catch my drift? Stick with me here. David's heart totally sinks. Boss, Ethan is keeping his identity completely hidden in the shadows. Simply put, Ethan's unbelievable secrets are huge enough to get someone permanently taken out. David is simply the front man pushed forward. Basically his firewall. Big rewards always bring massive risks. I lock eyes with David. Second rule, if you accept any fake goods, you face the consequences alone. So, Uncle David, pick your partners very carefully. I just want total stability and a constant flow. Of course, you can easily choose to just walk away now. I will pay 1,000 yuan for these 2 items, and our partnership ends forever. The choice is yours. The room gets completely silent except for David's heavy breathing. The intense pressure from this young man is overwhelming. Choosing that first path means walking a tightrope. Taking the second option brings temporary safety. But honestly, he refuses to return to that miserable cycle of begging for a few hundred yuan to cover his medical bills. Only by taking this huge leap can his daughter have a real chance. It is his one shot to turn things around. David finally grits his teeth and nods. I will do it. Boss Ethan, please do not worry. I might be totally down on my luck right now, but I once managed over 100 people at my old company. I have dealt with all sorts of crazy crooks and weirdos. I know exactly how to handle this, as long as you give me this one chance. I happily pocket the 2 white grade items, but I avoid using my dimensional vault. You can truly never let your guard down around here. I hand him the mysterious altar fragment, tell him to reach out once things get moving, and quickly leave the apartment. Now watch closely. The second I step outside, a weird feeling hits me. Unseen eyes are definitely tracking me from the dark shadows. My body was repeatedly refined by the source energy, pushing all 5 of my senses to an absolute extreme, paired with the incredible mystical sensitivity of my pocket watch, of fate. This is definitely no false alarm. I purposefully stop at a supermarket, grab some supplies, and wander out into the wilderness, carrying heavy bags. Reaching a totally deserted area, I stop and speak super calmly. Tired of following me yet? Several shadowy figures slowly step out. Over a dozen massive guys armed with sharp blades surround me. A loud screech of brakes suddenly pierces the night. A black sedan rolls right in. A red high heel steps out first. It is Vivian. She is wearing super heavy makeup, but it cannot completely hide the nasty swelling on her face. Guess I slapped her way too hard yesterday. Vivian's voice drips with total venom. Bet you never saw this coming. We meet again very soon. Yesterday on that street, you acted incredibly high and mighty, right? I just look completely bored. My eye of truth casually scans the group. Every single item on these guys instantly becomes crystal clear to me. Pure worthless trash. Just a pile of white and gray junk. And these fools actually think they can challenge me. The strongest guy is that scarred man up front wearing green grade strength bracers. Hey, something is definitely better than nothing. Catching my totally dismissive look, the scarred man roars in wild fury. His blade slashes down, glowing green. Seeing me stand completely still, his arrogance grows. Does this absolute fool actually think he can take my blade head on? You and I both know what's coming. That strike could easily split a massive bull in half. But instantly, his savage grin freezes solid. I do not even blink. My 2 fingers casually pinch his sharp blade in place. The entire area instantly goes dead silent. Before he can react, that scarred man flies backward like a kickball. His ribcage shatters, taking him out completely instantly. Those dozen thugs who acted vicious a second ago completely freeze up. After that punch, the blonde punk reacts first. Pure terror sends him frantically scrambling away, but a calm voice whispers right by his ear. Running? An afterimage flashes fast. The blonde punk's body jerks rigidly. He mechanically lowers his shaking head. A massive, terrifying gap has mysteriously appeared in his chest. Dark mist swirls around the glowing soul dagger in my hand. Its growth progress instantly jumps to 721. The remaining guys see this and bolt in absolute terror. Their final sliver of hope evaporates. This is not a fight. It is total domination. I am the Reaper, weaving straight through the moonlight, taking them down like wheat. The very last survivor crumples down, nearly terrified, and aggressively begs for mercy. I coldly demand the exact location of their secret hideout. Oh, so Vivian climbed her way up and is now highly valued by the major boss, Miss Scarlet. Their intelligence network is so incredibly developed that they tracked me instantly. He spills everything. I swiftly eliminate him using my soul dagger. No loose ends whatsoever. Only one single person remains standing. Vivian has been standing there completely frozen the whole time. Watching the powerful organization members she trusted get effortlessly swept away like wheat, row after row. Her mind is totally shut down. Everything happening in front of her is beyond comprehension. What do we learn here? This is Ethan, the exact same guy she kicked aside. The supposed pathetic loser who would never get a chance to rise up. Stick with me here. You are about to see a crazy showdown. I step closer, and Vivian wakes up with a piercing scream. Scrambling backward on all fours like a terrified bug, she completely panics. Ethan, please. I was so wrong about absolutely everything. I truly messed up. We used to be so close, right? Just spare me this once, please. If you let me walk, I will do absolutely anything you want me to. I can give you money and rare items. I can pull green lights daily. I will be your girlfriend again. I will listen to every single word. She begs incoherently, becoming a complete emotional mess. I stop right in front of her, my eyes absolutely freezing. Vivian, remember exactly what you did to me on that pedestrian street yesterday? Her entire body sharply jumps. Oh, she definitely remembers it. I slowly extend my foot, motioning her closer. Vivian shudders violently. Humiliating. Absolutely. But compared to perishing right here is nothing. Just as she inches closer, two sharp cracks of breaking bone explode through the night. I stomp on both her arms, instantly snapping them. Then I lock onto her eyes. You might be willing, but I just find you completely shady. The soul dagger lunges forward. Suddenly, terrible feeling hits me. Red mist explosively erupts, and Vivian's body completely vanishes. Another crimson escape trick. That makes two. Right as I am about to finish this epic fight, she completely vanishes right in front of me again. Watch closely now. Burning anger surges, as I recall exactly what that last survivor revealed during his desperate pleas. There is a Miss Scarlet in their syndicate, recently hurt, who values Vivian highly. Their crimson escape techniques are exactly identical. That explains it. The tall woman from before is definitely Miss Scarlet, a high-ranking boss in the Black Shadow. This crazy vanishing ability was definitely passed down to Vivian from her, the Black Shadow. This growing underground faction is quietly spreading in the shadows. Before they become unstoppable giants, I need to completely crush them. First, I will use up my 3 daily offerings, then pay a very personal visit to this little hideout. I start happily gathering the epic loot. Right as my fingers touch the items, a chilling sense of being watched slams hard into me. This is nothing like that clumsy stalker from earlier. Whoever this is, they are totally calm and insanely stealthy. A true top-tier expert. I curse internally as fierce battle intent surges. I absolutely shatter the ground beneath my feet and shoot forward, leaving blurry afterimages behind. I explosively burst toward the source of that gaze. In just a few seconds, I reach the corner, but the spot is totally empty. Only faint footprints remain. Someone was absolutely here, and they just vanished. Their tactical retreat was incredibly decisive. You and I both know terrifying combat instincts like that definitely do not belong to the Black Shadow. Vivian simply cannot access anyone this ridiculously strong. Most likely, this is a highly trained government elite. Only central authorities have the massive resources to train someone at this level. Being tracked by some low-tier faction like the Black Shadow does not really worry me at all. But being targeted by the actual government? That is a completely different game. Being watched by a massive state agency is super dangerous. No matter how confident or incredibly arrogant I get, I am certainly not foolish enough to think I can fight the government. It entirely depends on exactly how they classify me. A wild rogue who attacks randomly and needs stopping, or a civilian powerhouse who is actually worth recruiting and using. Chuckling softly, I just keep collecting my epic loot. 2 kilometers away, the Scouts, Agent Panther leans against a cold brick wall, heavy drops of sweat nervously falling. This sweat is not from running. It is pure panic. That ghostly speed, that explosive raw power, and those freezing, emotionless eyes. How on earth did he detect me? Nobody has ever spotted me before. Inside the Anomaly Affairs Bureau, he is their absolute top tracking expert. He definitely has to report this finding immediately. Panther requesting immediate extraction. The target actually spotted me. He almost caught me. Wait, what? Commander Ryan and the entire staff listen in completely stunned silence. The Bureau goes dead quiet. Even Panther, normally totally composed, completely lost his cool over one single target. I only got one photo. I'm sending it back now. Take a look. Ryan and the team immediately view the photo on the big screen. This time, the angle is crystal clear, not just a blurry side profile. Emily stares hard at the screen, her pupils shrinking in shock. I remember now. That bizarre energy spike I sensed at the market that day was him. I thought it was just my imagination. Leftover energy from the wrathful monk. Ryan's face turns unbelievably grim. So, he was already watching us back then? Suddenly, a very quiet voice bravely speaks up. Everyone turns around. A female agent points at the screen with a very strange expression. Could he be the guy behind those crazy gold and red light incidents? The entire command center fills with sharp, stunned gasps. Makes you think, doesn't it? Analysts shake their heads in pure disbelief. It is absurd. He looks way too young with absolutely zero background. Ryan rubs his head, fighting a splitting headache. While everyone loudly debates, a grim-faced investigator quickly strides right in. Commander Ryan, Professor Carter, we have officially completed his full background check. Let's dive right into this mystery. Ryan takes a deep breath, opening the file. Page 1. Just my standard ID photo. The guy in the picture has perfectly clear eyes, and a hint of a sunny smile. His personal record is also super plain. Honestly, it's almost too simple, showing absolutely zero criminal history or any aggressive tendencies at all. That is, until Ryan flips to the final page. Family relations. Pupils across the entire command center shrink in shock. Father, John. Status, gone. Mother, Linda, also gone. Date of passing, June 7th. Cause, a car accident. The investigator hands over the report, adjusting his glasses with the heavy expression. Commander, I dug through the files from that crash. Suspiciously perfect timing. Several crucial leads were forcibly buried. The area's surveillance cameras totally broke down exactly one day prior. The driver's actual end does not match the report. A staff member who insisted on investigating ended up eliminated just a month later. His whole family was lost in a sudden gas accident. Hearing this, Ryan takes a tense drag from his cigarette. Ethan's dad was a veteran scout. During a secret overseas mission, he took heavy hits to save his squad, bringing back super vital intelligence. Honorably discharged, the investigator quickly continues. His mom, Linda, was actually one of the nation's top-tier cardiac surgeons. She joined multiple humanitarian missions, risking everything to save an allied leader, a hero with a steel soul, and a doctor with a golden heart. A heroic couple like them passing away should have made huge waves. Ethan, their orphan son, definitely should have received top-tier compensation and protection. But in reality, this whole tragedy was completely buried. He did not receive a single cent of compensation, totally forgotten by the world. Emily shudders hearing this. Why didn't he report it? Why not seek any help? The command center falls into heavy silence. Only Ryan speaks up, his eyes looking complicated through the smoke. Emily, think about it. A college kid in his 20s. Parents suddenly taken. Every single witness is either eliminated or heavily injured. Pay close attention here, because things are getting very real. Would he dare make noise? This kid figured it out instantly. If he made noise, he'd be the very next victim by tomorrow. Only by living like a true orphan, keeping his head completely down, did he manage to survive long enough to reach this point. Professor Carter adjusts his glasses and slowly turns away. The water here runs so incredibly deep. Ryan suddenly stands straight up. Liam, dig into that case quietly. For now, put all of our action plans regarding Ethan completely on hold. Until we uncover the absolute truth. We make zero judgments. He isn't an enemy, at least not yet. Ryan tightly grips my file. Tonight's meeting is completely classified. We can't let Ethan's parents suffer and then let their only child just keep shedding tears like this. Meanwhile, I've already finished up to offerings. Both are epic grade items. Honestly only good as basic feed for the Crimson Throne. I keep looking around and finally stop right in front of a terribly foul-smelling abandoned building. A crooked sign above says Pet Market. I instinctively cover my nose, but my eye of truth suddenly picks up a faint energy spike. Trusting my past experience, I push open the rusted iron door without any hesitation. The air inside absolutely reeks of decay. Tons of iron cages are stacked in the corners. Suddenly, I freeze up. A totally bizarre altar stands right in front of me. It looks a lot like the Crimson Throne. Over 2 meters wide, it's a massive cocoon radiating a seriously creepy aura. Creepy worm. Shadows are tearing at each other inside, acting like they are forging an ultimate king to burst out of this cocoon. Is this crazy thing actually an altar? I definitely don't dare get too close. From a safe distance, I activate the Eye of Truth. After a few agonizing seconds, glowing text appears. Altar number 1748. Connected coordinate, the ancient nest of eons. The shadow must follow the form. The heart must be fully unified. You and I are probably just as confused right now. I seek an empty paper to shape an unwavering heart. I stare blankly at this cryptic riddle. My scalp totally tingles. So, this is the legendary worm sorcery. And it's really throwing confusing word games at me. I read it over and over again, but just can't figure out what it actually wants. I totally give up thinking about it. I whip out my phone and start searching. After reading the search results, things finally start getting a lot clearer. Shadow follows. Form just means following the body. Heart being unified simply means that thought and willpower must become absolutely one. In simpler terms, following and loyalty. So, keyword 1 is loyalty. The second line, but invisible chains. How can they forge a vessel? It's basically asking how to take invisible, spiritual loyalty and lock it firmly down with a real, physical contract. Isn't this just turning spirit into matter? Anyone who's dated someone knows this rule. Well, buy the fancy bag or else. Exact same logic here. I smirk slightly and move to the third line. I seek a single empty paper for an unwavering heart. This line is the most confusing, yet central. A plain piece of paper with zero binding force, how can it create unbreakable loyalty? So what do we make of this? My mouth twitches. Has anyone actually gone from corporate drone to brainwashed servant? Stick with me. Even knowing the rules, I still have zero clue what to offer this altar. A slavery deal? An employment pact? None of those feel right. After all, contracts get torn up the second the price is right. A slavery pact is purely absolute force, not genuine loyalty from the heart, and I simply cannot afford guessing wrong. Otherwise, a dark calamity made entirely of these goo worms would emerge. Just thinking about it sends chills down my spine. My thoughts hit a brick wall. After an hour of getting absolutely nowhere, I slam my fist into the wall in pure frustration. I use too much force, and a photo album spills straight from my backpack. Page 1 shows my father standing proud in his uniform. I remember him stroking my head so affectionately. Listen up, kid. The men in our family, wherever we go, we never bow our spines. A sudden jolt rushes through my entire body. The core foundation of the Dragon Nation, thousands of years of deep tradition, rests on clan lineage. No matter where a person stands, no matter how high they climb, they can never abandon their surname or the heritage flowing in their veins. This is their absolute root. And the family registry, the ancestral hall holding those tablets. Are these not the truest blank paper and the ultimate mortal vessels? Now pay attention closely. A family registry is essentially just paper with writing, and an ancestral tablet is only a carved piece of wood. But to everyone, it means a deep sense of belonging carved right into their bones. My confusion vanishes completely, yet, cruel reality presses down on me. I have no family now, zero registry. My parents are gone, and my relatives avoid me like an absolute plague. I am a complete and utter loner. This altar is an impossible wall for me, a total trap. Moments later, a low laugh echoes across the silent pet market. The laugh grows much louder. I throw my head back, fire blazing in my eyes. If I lack a family, then I, Ethan, will establish my own lineage starting today. From the exact moment my parents passed, I knew there was a massive cover-up. I did not know who my enemy was, leaving me trapped in hopeless speculation forever. But when the altars descended, I watched those monopolized rules finally begin to crumble. Now, I am going to truly fight back. Now, I am going to unleash pure chaos. So, I will lay down my own first ancestral tablet with my very own hands. I scan the room and lock eyes on a fallen shelf. I snap off the thickest pine plank. I prick my fingertip and write one single word on the wood. Ethan. The plank trembles violently without any warning. The energy of my source-enhanced essence is truly immense. I can clearly feel a strong connection forming between me and the tablet. I carry it to the flesh cocoon and press it firmly against the cocoon's surface. Everything around me goes utterly silent. My heart intensely pounds. The very next second, loud drums echo from every direction. I feel transported back to a primal forest where ancient tribes worship in pure reverence. They offer gorgeous women and countless colorful venomous snakes for their support. Followers from different schools all display their absolute devotion. Suddenly, a booming voice rings out. Look, this is what Gu sorcery is. You saw that too, right? It requires willing sacrifice. You, a completely ruthless mortal, dare speak of founding your own school? Chaotic willpower slams straight into my mind. The vision in front of me starts flashing wildly. I can faintly see those Gu worms in the cocoon starting to crawl up my arm. I want to leave, but I cannot move at all. The soul dagger inside my pocket pulses with dark mist. My eyes flare bright red, and my entire body roars with vitality. Your traditions are nothing but fading echoes of a lost era. I am the beacon of a brand new age. I am the rule. The illusion totally shatters in an instant. My entire body is completely drenched in cold sweat. The Gu worms about to burst from the cocoon all suddenly freeze. They speed up, fiercely biting and devouring each other in a frenzy, until finally, every sound fades, leaving only a single massive jet black beetle. This is mine. My voice trembles with pure excitement. The aura on this thing has to be legendary, at least, but my eye twitches violently. The membrane around the Worm King suddenly tightens, crushing that soul-surviving Worm King into absolute pulp right in front of my face. I completely crack. Are you kidding me right now? I bet everything enduring that mental assault, and you do not even leave me one worm? Then something extremely strange happens again. The collapsed flesh cocoon violently erupts with a pillar of red light. The terrifying energy wave heavily shakes me off balance. Was there an even greater being behind that beetle? The red light slowly fades away. The flesh cocoon altar still stands, but it is completely empty inside now. Only a dark green shell floats above the altar. I immediately activate my Eye of Truth. A line of glowing green text appears. Heart of the Ancient Nest. Grade Mythic. It absorbs ambient energy completely on its own. Every 15 days it produces a brand new goo worm. Function 2. Can store and infuse all types of goo. Worms. Holy crap. Another mythic grade item. And basically a perpetual motion machine at that. The output interval is slightly longer, but goo worms are never weak, and function 2 even allows total fusion of these worms. Trust me, you and I know crossing an echo worm with the 7 calamity worm creates an absolute masterpiece. Stick with me here. Beside the ancient nest's core, two mystical goo worms are floating. One large, one small, both shining a deep crimson. The bigger one rests completely still, about a fingernail's size. The little one spins around it like a tiny ruby. The eye of truth sparks. Crimson lineage loyalty worm. Absolutely legendary grade. The main mother worm perfectly merges right into my body. The child worm links directly into a target's soul. That host will remain absolutely, undeniably loyal to whoever holds the main mother worm. The very second the child's host even dreams of betrayal, the mother worm can instantly, completely shatter that host's existence. I take a massive breath. This ability is beyond broken. Once planted, they become my eternal puppet, their entire fate held firmly in my hands. David is the first guy popping into my mind, but wait a second. This is an extremely rare legendary tier item. Wasting it on some ordinary dude? Total shame. The absolute best weapons belong right on the front line. I instantly pack my insane loot up and prepare to head back, plotting my next massive moves. Meanwhile, on the completely opposite side, deep inside a lavish hidden mansion room, Lady Scarlet is nursing her severe damage. The lingering hidden impact from our previous clash is absolutely tormenting her. Right at that moment, the door forcefully flies open. Vivian crashes in, an absolute mess, both arms crushed. Resembling a totally ruined stray dragged straight from the mud. Scarlet's eyes flash with absolute disgust. Total trash. How did you end up like this? Vivian instantly bawls her eyes out. My absolute loser ex ambushed me. Whatever dark magic he learned, he literally wiped out my entire guard detail. He has completely zero respect for Black Shadow. He even squeezed our hidden branch location right out of them. Scarlet is utterly stunned. Your ex solo wiped your entire squad, and you still have the sheer nerve to cry? But honestly, she has zero time for this. Since that guy knows the base's location, Scarlet immediately calls her top enforcer Hawk, just in case. Maximum security at the hideout. Double the guards. Watch closely. Lock it down. Absolutely nothing can interfere with my master plan. Hanging up, she winces hard, her anxious mind drifting right back to that terrifying man. By the early morning hours, the gloomy gray raindrops, perfectly on schedule. I stand under the porch roof, holding my cup of stillness. This little thing is genuinely, incredibly useful. Makes total sense why people love cups. From now on, anyone trying to mutate? One huge splash, and I instantly confiscate their entire favorite weapon. Back inside my bedroom, I happily start tallying my epic assets. Mythic tier items: the Abyssal Dragon Egg, the Soul Dagger, and the Ancient Nest's Heart. Legendary grade: the Dimensional Vault, the Fate Pocket Watch, and the Hope Star, plus my freshly acquired Loyalty Worm. The sheer luxury of this insane loadout could literally start a massive war if exposed. On top of all that, I'm holding multiple bottles of origin fluid that can save an existence, or massively level me up. This is my absolute foundation for surviving this chaotic world. After all, the authorities have very likely noticed me, and with that annoying Black Shadow organization refusing to stop hunting me, a huge, major battle is definitely coming. I must have everything perfectly sorted. Suddenly, my phone buzzes. David calls, his voice totally booming with excitement. Boss Ethan, I just sold that altar fragment you gave me for 26,000 yuan, 30% above market price. And this buyer is definitely no ordinary guy. They openly claim to represent Black Shadow. They even officially sent me an invitation to join their organization. They mentioned juicy internal benefits and some heavy protection. Hearing the name Black Shadow, my hand freezes on the desk. Bitter enemies always cross paths. I was just looking for a chance to uproot them entirely. And now, they walk right up to my front door. An icy smile instantly curves my lips. I tell David directly, Uncle David, just accept their offer. Join the Black Shadow. David, on the other end, goes totally blank, completely sure he misheard. My tone turns freezing cold. I speak bluntly, hold a massive, deep grudge against Black Shadow. I'm sending you right in as a mole. This is basically a doomed, impossible mission for David. Simply put, I'm literally tossing him straight into the burning abyss. He falls totally silent, but he is smart, and more importantly, he's a highly desperate father. To save his little girl, he'd willingly charge through the darkest abyss, even dodging mountains of sharp knives and roaring flames. David grits his teeth, agreeing, "Save her, and my existence is yours." I smile warmly. I never promise him empty hopes. Instead, I directly ask about his daughter's exact condition. You and I both know this sounds wild. Hearing her severe illness, I check my crimson fluid. A completely crazy idea crosses my mind. If this stuff can cleanse a body and reshape someone, could it actually cure her severe condition? If I'm going to win his absolute loyalty, I might as well use a fate-defying miracle. I quickly lay out the plan. Uncle David, tomorrow afternoon, I'll head over to pick up the first big batch of items. I will personally hand you another altar fragment then. Use it to negotiate with the Black Shadow, and boldly accept their invitation while you are at it. Also, before heading to your place, I definitely want to stop by the hospital and visit your sick daughter. After hanging up, I finally lie down and experience a truly ridiculous dream. We're wrapping up here, dreaming of a fancy tailcoat vampire literally chasing me. Stick with me here, guys. I just got cornered by an impossibly elegant vampire. Just as I brace for an epic showdown, he leans in, totally heartbroken, and whispers, "Bro, what kind of self-respecting vampire eats matches every day?" I jolt awake right then, bursting out laughing in sheer disbelief. That freaking Crimson Throne is actually sending me dreams, complaining my matches are way too low grade. I storm down into the basement to scold the beating heart. A kid loves an ugly mother. A dog loves a tiny home. You should be happy with any food, and you act picky? But jokes aside, I realize something wild. It has consciousness. It totally evolved by devouring items. To keep this fussy ancestor happy, I reluctantly toss in more matches. Watching it gulp them down twice as fast, I get super thrilled. From now on, I seriously need to find better snacks. After calming the huge throne, I check the dragon egg in my hands. The hatching progress is stubbornly stuck at 85%. I grab a bottle of source essence, hoping to give it a quick snack. But this dragon egg has crazy pride. Its tail simply flicks the bottle away in pure refusal, completely refusing to even look. Honestly, I am totally speechless. This little guy cannot appreciate the good stuff. Looks like the absolute only way to hatch this thing is the classic method, hunting monsters. If I just keep farming chickens every single day, the soul dagger will definitely start sending me whiny dreams too. Time to switch it up. I dial Boss Walker for 100 pigs. I am super sick of basic farming. I need a change of pace and new practice. But the exact moment Boss Walker hears the word pig, his voice starts shaking with intense fear. "Boss Ethan, you cannot touch pigs right now. Several major pig farms are having super freaky stuff going down." My brow immediately lifts. I tell him to explain, and Boss Walker stutters the story. "Just last night, I was on a video call with Mike. I saw the pigs go completely insane right there. Their eyes were glowing crimson, chomping anyone they saw. They even took Mike down right there on camera. The screen was nothing but dark shadows and pure, terrifying screams. Scared the absolute soul out of me. I have called him since, but nobody ever answers. And that place, Lee Family Hollow, it'd be a complete living nightmare now." After hearing this, I actually smile. What an absolutely perfect coincidence for me. You guys know exactly what I am thinking. I needed XP, and these mutated pigs are basically a buffet served straight to me. I quickly ask him for the address right away. Seeing me so incredibly determined, Boss Walker has no choice but to give it to me. He even tries giving me his green great axe for self-defense. My heart completely warms. That axe is just scrap metal to me, but the amazing gesture means a lot. I turn down the axe and say, "Definitely stay safe at home. When I return, let me buy you and your wife a nice drink." Cut to a totally new scene. I follow the GPS straight to Lee Family Hollow. The place is genuinely in the middle of nowhere, not a bird around. The air reeks of decay. A rusted mailbox stands right in the middle of the road. I stop completely in my tracks. Why would a place this far out have a mailbox? The Eye of Truth activates. Altar number 52818. Connected coordinate. The mailbox of all worlds. Addicted to secrets. Totally obsessed with peeking and sharing everyone's gossip. Seeing that number, almost lose it. 52818. In our language, that sounds exactly like I love digging up dirt. This altar asking for something is incredibly shameless, absolutely zero boundaries. But if played right, this thing might actually let me peek at some earth-shattering secrets. Let's pause for a second. We definitely should handle our main task first. I quietly creep through the village toward a crooked locust tree. Several pig pens have walls already half collapsed. As I approach, horrifying chewing sounds drift out. A massive creature, easily one size larger than a normal pig, stands with its back facing me, frantically devouring something in the dark. The Eye of Truth activates. Plague boar, calamity grade, an animal completely corrupted by heavy pollution. All sanity gone, reduced to a wild creature that only knows hunting and constantly eating. I think on the word pollution and start wondering where the source of this corruption is. But I definitely waste no extra time. I sneak up behind it and bring my blade down. The massive pig head rolls perfectly clean off. The soul dagger's growth jumps by over 10 points instantly, way faster than chickens. But just then, the huge, headless corpse violently explodes without any warning. That massive blast alerts the entire pen. Dozens of furious plague boars burst right through the fences and charge. Pairs of glowing crimson eyes lock on me. Anyone else seeing this crazy sight would absolutely freeze. But honestly, I'm just trembling with pure excitement. These are not monsters. These are literal walking XP packs. Looks like the soul dagger and my little dragon girl are absolutely going to feast tonight. Furious roars shake the air. The pig herd surges forward like a massive mudslide. I do not dodge. I charge straight at them. Blade flashes. Enemies fly. With every single strike, the soul dagger's progress bar surges. Explosions go off all around me. I move through the herd like a totally ruthless harvester, grinding monsters in an absolute frenzy. And that is where we leave it. Just as progress maxes out, dread hits. Fate's warning pocket watch sends me leaping right back. Come along with me. Notice anything weird? That dark blast liquid never completely faded away. It is creeping straight toward that twisted locust tree. Classic misdirection. The real threat was hiding right in plain sight. This tree is the ultimate boss. Gulping down all that dark energy instantly snaps completely awake. Withered branches wildly twist and expand. Millions of ruby red leaves pop from nowhere, spinning into a massive sky-blocking canopy. I just laugh. We are definitely dealing with absolute max level forest magic now. Weird pulsing roots merge on the trunk, creating one giant glowing eye. It is alive. Eye of Truth. Activate. Glowing crimson text blazes forward. Altar 5177. Coordinate link. Cradle of Rot. It devours the pure life force of everything around it in total silence. Carefully nurturing the child of rot. A 5 in the number? What could that mean? No time to overthink this mystery. This absolute unit radiates way more pressure than that epic wraith. I have to smash this thing before that child of rot is completely born. Gripping my shiny new soul dagger, battle energy surges. But right as I launch forward, a massive boom rocks everything. I blast the ground with pure energy, rocketing backward like a high-speed arrow. Exactly where I stood, insane crimson vines rip through the earth. The massive ruby canopy shakes with pure fury. Now pay attention. Thousands of leaves turn into screaming blades. We just walk straight into this boss monster's absolute domain. Eye of Truth activates again. The giant one-eyed tree demon stats finally appear. Caretaker Locust. Epic grade calamity. A mutated guardian specifically created to protect the ultimate arrival of the child of rot. So, a 5 means it is a mutated altar. Whatever, cannot worry about that now. Fate Pocket Watch triggers bullet time. The razor-sharp leaf storm is literally inches from my face. I cheerfully dance through the storm, dodging vines and sharp blades. But honestly, this creature has completely overwhelming firepower. A glowing crimson leaf grazes my arm. Instantly, the skin around the scratch begins turning dark and nasty. I pale slightly. My inner core energy totally flares up, firmly locking down that wildly dangerous toxic spread. But that one distracted second hurts. A giant vine smashes my back, practically rattling every single bone in my body. I cough hard, taking a brutal hit. Defeat completely looms over me. Epic calamities are just insanely overpowered. Another colossal vine completely sweeps in. I cannot dodge. Suddenly, remember my super handy cup of stillness inside. Time for a wild trick. I pull out the cup and toss the gray rain straight at the vine. You saw that too, right? That super tough vine instantly turns into totally harmless dust touching the gray rain. It crumbles to ash. The giant locust eye just blanks out. It has absolutely no clue what just happened. While it pauses, I dash right back in. The boss goes absolutely berserk, launching countless bright ruby vines upward. This is its complete, unleashed form. But backing down is never my style. Tossing gray rain to clear my path, I fiercely push through the leaf storm. The brutal cost leaves countless scratches. I feel incredibly dizzy, yet I push closer to the eye. 30, 20, 10 meters. Then, my magic cup empties. My heart sinks. No more magic backups. The huge caretaker locust immediately seizes the moment. The trunk heavily splits, launching a fatal black vine so insanely fast it leaves me completely stunned. Fate Pocket Watch shows literally zero chance of survival. At the final possible second, I cheerfully ignite a bright match of hope in total darkness. With a massive boom, the tiny flame meets the vine and sparks a totally epic explosion. The fatal strike completely stops. Fire definitely conquers wood. This is pure hope. I charge. Becoming one with my shiny blade, I flash into dark light, piercing deeply into that terrified single eye. Shatter. With a glorious crack, the giant eye shatters. The huge tree instantly collapses, dissolving into an epic dark pillar connecting earth and sky. Right now, anyone across Riverside City can witness this completely terrifying, glowing phenomenon. The massive shockwave tosses me dozens of meters. I am bruised up, but wildly laughing because I actually won. I survived another epic calamity. I drag my exhausted body toward that dark pillar center. Two faintly glowing items appear. First is a dark sphere. Eye of Truth activates. Miniature caretaker locust altar heart. Epic grade. It permanently fuses with any altar, completely transforming it. A rare core dropped from mutated altars. Both an ending echo and a bright new life embryo. Totally consumable. So what do you and I make of this? A risky but insane fusion upgrade. What an incredibly epic find. Come along with me. Perfect for feeding the Crimson Throne. Later, I check the second prize. Legendary grade Mark of Rot. Your spirit gets branded by a trace of that decayed energy. It grants massive resistance and an affinity with all decay-related negative forces. Just resistance. Sounds a bit weak on paper, but right as I am about to store the mark away, new text pops up that makes my scalp tingle. You have stirred a long-lost interest within the slumbering child of Rot. It looks forward to meeting you in person. I completely lose my mind. I defeated the small guy, but the big boss is awake and has its eyes on me. Like some giant, just marked me as an interesting little ant. I mutter under my breath and quickly turn around to bolt. That towering black pillar is way too obvious. But just 2 steps away, the mark of Rot inside my dimensional space starts stirring. A will that does not belong to this world descends, and an indelible mark sears right into me. Through the pitch-black storm, I barely see a figure. The child of Rot. I clench my teeth hard and activate the Eye of Truth. Unprecedented pain stabs through my eyes. 2 streams of burning crimson tears trail down from the corners of my face. Show me what on earth you are. Name unknown, grade unknown, description unknown. Seeing this, I cannot suppress the wild surge inside me. I cough up a mouthful of dark essence. This target seems to exceed the Eye of Truth's current limits. I have a lot of crazy skills stacked. Right now I'm undoubtedly a powerhouse, but in front of those cosmic beings, I'm still just an ant. I lift my head toward the sky again. The figure has completely vanished. Meanwhile, all of Riverside City is descending into chaos. Watch closely. The Anomaly Affairs Bureau raises a level 1 alert and names this towering black light event the Great Dark Sky. Scarlet also sees this crazy phenomenon. She immediately gathers her elite forces and rushes to the scene. Every shady figure hiding in the shadows swarms right toward Lee Family Hollow. Anyone with even a tiny bit of power is heading there, hoping to grab a piece of the action. But I am the only one running the other way. I am heading to the gospel altar I found earlier and checking on the upgraded dagger along the way. Middle Soul Dagger, Grade Mythic. New ability, immune to all mechanics. My mechanics completely override yours. New ability, Soul Nourishment. After defeating a target, drain its life essence to sustain the wielder through endless battles. New ability, God Slayer's Aura. Deals 1000% damage to mythic units. Looking at these genuinely insane stats, I almost want to bow to the Soul Dagger. Bro, you are a total beast. The Soul Dagger's upgraded stats are absolutely insane. Immune to all mechanics means no more hits that just scratch. Mechanic monsters, rule monsters, all of them get cleaved in two with one single strike. Let that sink in. Soul Nourishment fills my biggest gap. By constantly winning, I am a perpetual motion machine. And God Slayer's Aura is the cherry on top. Given enough time, I would dare to defeat a god. I make my way back to the strange mailbox of all realms. I dip my finger in red ink and write several bold words on a piece of paper. I have seen a god. I will defeat the god. I shove the note straight into the mailbox. The mailbox lets out a very sly laugh, with brilliant gold light shooting up to the heavens. Looks like this gossip is just too juicy. The mailbox's slot spits out an antique-looking black envelope. I grab it and bolt. The commotion is way too loud. Back at the old hideout, I first drink 2 bottles of source energy to heal my wounds. Then open the strangely textured black envelope. The page starts off completely blank. Then a line of golden text appears. I love your gossip very, very much. In exchange, I will tell you 2 massive secrets. First, the gray rain does not come from the sky. It is the tears of a hero. This reveal makes me suck in a cold breath. The world-shattering gray rain is actually one person's tears? What kind of being is this? Then the second huge secret appears. Those artists are growing impatient. They are doing their final rehearsal, especially him. He very much wants to meet you. My brow furrows in confusion. What a frustrating riddle, master. Who are the artists? Who is he? I instantly activate the Eye of Truth, trying to probe the hidden cause and truth behind these vague lines. Nothing comes through. The next second, the black envelope and letter dissolve into a handful of golden dust, vanishing right into the air. The lead is totally gone. I slam my fist on the table in fury. This altar is absolutely unhinged. It just had to be a riddle, master. If I cannot figure it out, I will not waste any more energy on it. Building up strength is what matters right now. I call Boss Walker and ask him to send over another 1,000 chickens. I throw in a little dramatic performance, pretending the giant black pillar scared me into running home. Boss Walker buys it instantly. As long as you are safe. Good thing you did not go. We do not go. We do not go. After hanging up, I head to the basement and pull out the Caretaker Locus miniature altar heart. This is a huge gamble. If I win, the Crimson Throne evolves. If I lose, epic item wasted. So what do you and I make of this? I wave the miniature altar heart at the throne, warn it not to just snack, then place it down. With the sharp hissing sound, blue smoke rises. Stick with me here. That tiny altar heart opens its eye, unleashing dark roots for a forced takeover. This totally enrages the slumbering king. The Crimson Throne quakes. Countless scarlet tentacles erupt, ruthlessly crushing those invading roots into absolute nothingness. 60 seconds. That is all it takes to end the fight. Those dark roots, devoured. Silence falls. Right as our guy worries he broke it, a glowing green branch sprouts from the center of the throne, dangling a crystal-clear emerald fruit right at the very tip. The Eye of Truth reveals the crimson throne fully fused with the caretaker locust heart. New ability unlocked. Origin essence gets drawn into the vital tree, perfectly brewing inside that fresh, glowing vitality. Fruit. Brewing? His pulse spikes, but he lacks spare items to test it out. Suddenly, wild idea hits him. He grabs a standard bottle of Origin essence from the vault. Why not offer Origin essence to craft more essence? Total system glitch. It is basically recursion. The Crimson Throne seems totally speechless, yet obediently swallows the liquid down. Seconds pass. The fruit erupts with brilliant light, and a brand new bottle of Origin essence drops right down. It is now vibrant green, bursting with life. The system identifies it. Refined Origin essence, absolutely pure. It massively boosts vitality, and the effect is incredibly gentle. Repairs the body, purifies your core, and totally expels negative energy. Pay attention here. Staring at this upgraded essence, his breathing quickens. The upgraded version is finally here. He zeroes in on the words purify core. Suddenly, specific image flashes. David's sick little girl. Previously, the odds were under 10%. Her fragile body could never survive that violent energy. But now, with this gentle serum, her survival chances hit 90%. Custom-made medicine just for her. He knows what this means. Beyond saving a life, it is an investment with absolutely massive returns. By saving his daughter, David, with his genius, financial mind, and sharp intellect, instantly becomes his most loyal right hand. The plan is set. Feeling amazing, he opens his phone to scroll the forums. One glance, his expression instantly drops. What in the world happened? He expected the caretaker locust defeat to dominate trending, but opening the forum, those Riverside City black light posts are totally buried. Something way more terrifying just took over the entire feed. A string of bold, crimson headlines completely floods the screen. Paper figures in town came alive. They are banging gongs in the streets, holding phantom weddings and bizarre rituals. Absolutely terrifying stuff. High-res photos included. Midnight mahjong tiles are clattering, driving countless city residents totally insane. Giant mutated beasts surface in the East Sea. West River stones awaken, forming a massive monster army marching toward major cities. Global plagues, erupting volcanoes. Clearly, every single disaster here is the work of mutated alters he has not discovered yet. That caretaker locust was definitely not an isolated incident. Let that sink in for a second. The Crimson Moon changed everything. Mutated alters are spreading like wildfire, unleashing countless unknown horrors. He realizes he must grow stronger, much faster. By 4 p.m., all 1,000 chickens are fully processed. 10,000 dagger points feel like nothing. His dragon girl's hatching progress hits 88%. Body mostly recovered. He decides to visit David. This is the absolute most critical step in his plan. When the call connects, David sounds completely destroyed, like his very spirit has been ripped right out. He drops a hospital address and hangs up. 40 minutes later, our hero finds David in the hallway, aged beyond recognition. He is literally on his knees, begging the doctor to save his little girl, even if buying imported miracle drugs bankrupts him. The doctor sighs helplessly. The illness is spreading way too fast. Even a miracle cannot save her now. Hearing this, David and his wife completely break down. He walks over, pats David's shoulder, and follows them inside. On that bed, little Stella has completely wasted away. It is absolutely heartbreaking. Seeing her parents, she still forces a brave, tiny smile and manages to call him uncle. That single word twists something deep inside him. David drops to his knees like a lost child. He holds his daughter's frail little hand, tears just endlessly pouring down. Stella's eyes well up too. She reaches out with her tiny, fragile hand, gently stroking her father's tear-streaked face. "Daddy," Am I going far away soon? It is okay. I read in a book that all good children turn into bright stars up in the sky. I will become the brightest star up there, watching over daddy and mommy forever. So if you miss me, just look up at the night sky. Hearing those words, even the doctor has to look away. He pulls David into the hallway. How bad is it, really? David leans against the freezing wall, his voice completely raw. 2 weeks max. Trust me, you're going to want to see what happens next. Looking at this broken man, he calmly says, I have a way. Stick with me. 4 words bring light back to David's lifeless eyes as he kneels. I slowly bend down, my eyes mirroring his shattered state, whispering the plan to him as I explain. My voice stays soft, but his pupils shrink fast. At first, he shakes his head wildly. It sounds way too insane and risky, but the frantic shaking slowly just stops. Wild hope flares up, totally crushing his doubts. Why not take this massive gamble? Back inside the hospital room, David quietly whispers the plan. Helen turns totally pale from shock, just staring at her husband in complete and absolute disbelief. Despite being terrified, knowing their daughter is running out of time, she sees that crazy hope in his eyes. So, Helen firmly chooses to believe him. She gently turns to her sick daughter, voice shaking. Stella, this nice man has a very special medicine. It might sting a bit, sweetie. Are you scared? Even though she is super weak, the brave girl barely hesitates. Shaking her head gently, she smiles. I am not afraid of pain, as long as I get to stay with mommy and daddy. And if it fails, please do not blame the kind man. Hearing this, David quickly turns away, completely refusing to let her see him crying. I stay completely silent, just reaching right into my pocket to pull out a rare bottle of source essence, glowing with a mystical green light. Helen takes it with violently shaking hands. The second the cap pops, a massive wave of pure life force fills the room. The heavy exhaustion on their faces instantly fades away. A total miracle elixir. It seriously has to be a miracle. Her heart swelling with pure hope, Helen gently brings the glowing bottle to her daughter's lips, carefully feeding her every single drop of that essence. Now watch closely. Initially, nothing. But seconds later, the medical heart monitor absolutely spikes off the charts. The panicked doctor tries rushing in, but the door is locked. Then, absolute magic happens. The chaotic vital signs perfectly return to normal. Warm color floods into Stella's pale cheeks. David's voice completely breaks as he asks, Stella, how do you feel? The young girl slowly opens her eyes. I feel good, just a little. This makes their hearts completely clench up again. Flashing a tiny smile, she adds, just a little hungry. Hearing those simple words, the crushing weight on their heavy hearts finally vanishes. Happy tears explode uncontrollably. There is genuine hope. Their precious daughter has truly been pulled right back from the darkest edge. One single drop of divine essence, and even the Grim Reaper walks away. Suddenly, the hospital room door gets unlocked by Dr. Chen. Using a backup key, he storms inside. But right before completely losing his temper, the doctor utterly freezes on the spot. The kid's skin color is visibly glowing, and those medical machines show perfect values. Seeing this absolute miracle, his jaw hits the floor. Noticing his shock, I just turn around and speak smoothly. Dr. Chen, no need to panic. I used a rare altar item. I absolutely do not want this leaking out. It would only bring massive trouble. The stunned doctor instantly snaps out of it. He definitely hears the hidden threat in my words and understands exactly what it means. He simply never imagined someone dropping such an insanely priceless altar-era treasure to save one kid. You and I both know anyone casually dropping epic items like this is a terrifying mystery. Boss. Wiping him out would be easier than squashing a bug. He catches on instantly. I will go prep the follow-up exams. Sir, please do not worry. My lips are sealed shut. Without pausing, he practically runs out. The second he is gone, David and his wife are literally about to drop to their knees right before me. I stop them fast, telling them to just focus on their sweet daughter. Uncle David, I will wait downstairs. Leaving the room, suddenly glance back at the young kid. Oh, Stella, Next time do not call me uncle. It makes me feel super old. Flashing a cool smile, I leave. I might have used David, but that rescue was totally genuine. Stepping outside, my playful smile completely vanishes. Looking up, that massive black pillar still dominates the far horizon. Logically, since the caretaker locus was defeated, this whole crazy phenomenon should have faded away. So why the heck is it still there? Is there a hidden boss? Scrolling through the forums, my heart suddenly tightens. I tap the black light thread hard. Massive info floods my screen. Mostly just failed offerings, but I scroll super fast, locking onto a major post. A towering black pillar is still lingering deep in the town's mountains. Wangning city coordinates. That black light literally tore a hole in the sky, triggering a sudden government emergency lockdown. Being one of the original culprits, I know exactly what those dark pillars mean. I might be the first person known to crush a miniature mutated altar, but I am definitely not the only player out there. This world probably hides far more overpowered units handling epic tier mutations than I imagine. Meanwhile, David confidently struts out of the hospital. He moves smoothly through the busy crowd, his pace calm, but totally rock steady. His posture is not bent anymore. Faint tear streaks still mark his face, his eyes remaining red and swollen, but looking closely, there is absolutely zero trace of defeat. I sense him and turn. You feel that too, right? This guy stepped out of the shadows, walking straight into a brand new future. I handed him. Finally, David stops before me. The surrounding noise just fades into total silence as he extends his hand to me. Let us dive right in. I smile and shake hands. Minutes later, I'm chilling on David's old couch, checking out all 17 white tier items he gathered. You guys ready for this? My eye of truth scans them. All are totally real. Awesome job. With David watching closely, I casually wave my hand. The pile magically vanishes into thin air. A true miracle. David's eyes widen. He is completely stunned. I watch his reaction. Uncle David's loyalty is fully secured, but beyond just gratitude, he must never figure out my true depths. He has to believe our future together is bound for absolute greatness. Also, as head of this recycling network, hiding a magic trick like this is genuinely tough. I pull out another altar fragment and playfully toss it. Just like I mentioned before, take this directly to the shadow group. Get inside and stay safe. Sir, please do not worry. Think of this as a smart financial venture investment. You believed in me, so I promise you will not lose. I nod happily and stay quiet. This is exactly what I want. A perfectly sharpened blade must maintain its brilliant edge. My loyal allies should act exactly like this. Now, the evening sky darkens. I politely skip David and Helen's dinner invite, strolling away from the old apartment. Passing a corner, an amazing baked aroma stops me right in my tracks. Fresh mooncakes. Looking up at that bright moon, I finally remember, tomorrow is the Mid-Autumn Festival, our absolute happiest reunion holiday. Boss, grab me a few mooncake boxes. Anything but 5-nut works perfectly for me. Carrying these gift boxes into the night, I tear open a salted egg and lotus paste. Mooncake. Taking a massive bite. That familiar flavor makes my eyes water. Suddenly, my cheerful smile completely freezes. Mid-Autumn Festival. Gala rehearsal. The 5, 2, 8, 1. A altar message hits my brain. Those performers are getting restless. Final rehearsal time. Could it happen in these next few days? Sudden realization sparks in my eyes. Now watch closely. A faint singing voice drifts through the night wind. The tone sounds incredibly mournful, absolutely packed with deep sorrow. This melody feels dark and beautifully twisted. Who is out there? I flick my wrist, sliding the soul dagger into my palm. Intense fighting spirit locks onto the silent surroundings, but nothing is there. An unexplained, fiery passion rises inside me. That mysterious, lonely voice deeply resonates with the emotional emptiness I feel right now. From missing my wonderful parents, I quickly lower my profile, smoothly melting into the shadows. A few minutes later, cautiously push aside the tall grass blocking my path, and my eyes instantly widen. An abandoned theater stands before me. The audience seats are totally empty, but the air feels incredibly heavy, as if filled with invisible spirits. 3 totally unique, dramatic voices weave together on that stage. On the left side, a desolate male role. In the middle, a sorrowful female character. On the right, a laughing clown. The male, female, and clown roles are perfectly present. I activate the Eye of Truth. The stage disguise falls entirely away. 3 altars finally reveal true forms. The left altar is built from broken halberds and shattered armor rusted with age. Altar 1001. Connected coordinates point to the Heavenly Opera House. White Tiger Hall. Why do I fight so hard against enemies? Only for the Emperor to falsely suspect my loyalty. Why do loyal subjects face such tragic fates? The center altar is built from gorgeous phoenix crowns and pearl hairpins. Altar 1003. Connected coordinate. The Heavenly Opera House. Changmin Palace. She weeps. I know exactly what you are thinking. Why give him my whole heart and worldly power, just to tragically fade away entirely alone like this? The right altar is built from hundreds of masks showing different expressions. Altar 1004. Connected coordinate. The Heavenly Opera House. The Hall of Faces. It wildly laughs. Laughing at those who rise. Laughing at those who stumble. Laughing because the world acts like blind fools. 3 incredible top-tier altar numbers. One full of resentment. One packed with sorrow. Another filled with pure nihilism. This pattern is obvious. The loyal general plays the male role. The devoted noblewoman takes the female role. The cunning clown is exactly that. Male, female, and clown roles are perfectly complete. But to sing this epic play and clearly establish right from wrong, one vital role remains missing. The hero with the absolute fiercest temper. The one daring enough to flip the table and redefine the rules. The painted face. So, this is an unfinished, broken dramatic play. They remain trapped in deep tragedy with zero escape. Breaking this curse requires no simple applause or any strange, mysterious offerings. They need a powerful judge to deliver the verdict. If they need someone flipping that table, let me do it. My thoughts drift back to the classic operas Dad loved. The painted face role represents absolute order. It represents heaven's will. They love and hate clearly. Loyalty and tricky treachery are instantly judged. They are true, bold characters, standing tall and incredibly proud. A hero should act like that painted face role. Black is black, white is white. You need your own strong moral compass, always keeping your spine straight. Standing under the moonlight, I shake my head and smile warmly. Dad spoke true, earning military honors just to tragically pass away. So, what do you and I make of this? Let's hope his loyal spirit found peace. Mom's merciful heart saved countless lives, but her coat was cruelly ruined. Now, pure heroic outrage erupts from my absolute core. Just like a blazing volcano, building its fierce power for billions of years. Stick with me here, this broken play gets a wildly fitting finale. A legendary tale of staying totally unwavering against all odds. I step onto the ruined stage. Epic war drums announce my arrival. If we're performing today, we go all out. I walk right to the edge of the stage, meticulously straightening my epic outfit. Proper attire always shows absolute respect, right? Not for these altars, but for my big role. I become the painted face and roar at the male altar. General, what went wrong? That foolish emperor listened to awful lies. All your brave brothers are tragically gone. Instead of seeking epic justice, you just wallow in sadness here. Do you even deserve that general title? My shout has zero operatic melody, just pure fiery passion. Dropping to one knee, I slam a thunderous fist down, setting the ultimate stage tone. Boom! The male altar shatters. All that dark energy vanishes. Shifting my stance to pure compassion, I face the female altar. Lady, you were flawless. The blame falls on that scumbag who didn't deserve you. So many people go hungry, so many innocents suffer. You're a mighty imperial consort, throwing everything away over silly romance. Is that how the grandmother of a nation should actually act? Your tragedy finishes right here. The female altar's light slowly dims as she peacefully submits. Then a mysterious giggling echoes. The Hall of Faces altar keeps slyly cackling, growing even louder. Truly amazing performance. But it's all an illusion. Your fiery passion is totally fake. You aren't the real painted face at all. You're just a dramatic teen acting out. That truth stings. The male and female altars I just calmed suddenly surge with wild energy again. Now, pay attention, the clown keeps mocking. This isn't writing history, just an outsider's silly game. So ignorant, so pathetic. The painted face curls his lips, smiling back with absolute icy determination instead of warmth. Yeah, I'm faking. The entire stage goes completely silent. I point at my heart, voice raw. Your stories were just scripted illusions. But me? My epic struggle is completely real. And my blazing spirit is fully alive. Every second I've survived is 10,000 times more real than this play. Today, my own body becomes the grand stage. The blade strikes. I slash down, painting the epic face mask in bright crimson. Using my pure energy, I paint a fiercely uncompromising face, bearing an ocean of deep grudges and living for ultimate payback. The intense pain hits, but my smile grows wildly confident. White Tiger Hall and Changmen Palace are totally tamed now. Even the clever Hall of Faces altar freezes. The one acting so perfectly untouchable completely stops moving. Hundreds of mask expressions lock firmly in place, shifting into pure, stunning respect. I'm Ethan, but also the legendary painted face. Who dares call me fake? I'm a lone teen on reunion night with absolutely zero family around. You and I feel this, right? A son missing his parents, fueled by epic, righteous anger against an unfair world. I'm not just playing an opera deity. I'm fiercely determined, and so much more incredibly real than any god. A magnificent roar erupts from the White Tiger altar. All hostile intent completely vanishes. Then Changmen Palace collapses. Those gorgeous phoenix crowns and pearl hairpins shatter, transforming into a brilliant, sparkling golden rain. The Hall of Faces altar releases a dramatic sigh, sounding like crying and laughing, filled with pure relief. The vivid expressions on every mask dissolve into countless golden particles. 3 amazing golden light streams mingle, each radiating its own incredible shiny brilliance. Before I can breathe, an epic crimson pillar of light crashes down, piercing the golden glow like a legendary, unstoppable spear. No way, mythic grade. Before I even react, those 3 golden streams transform into massive torrents of epic information, flooding into my mind. 3 totally wild visions fill my mind. I see the general planting blooming flowers on a ruined battlefield. The consort gracefully ascends the throne, ruling everything. I see the clown crying for a beggar. Meanwhile, 3 epic treasures begin, beautifully hovering right above the altars. Dropping to one knee, my legs totally give out. The mental strain is insane, so I quickly chug a glowing source elixir. Massive life force floods my limbs, instantly healing my injuries at incredible speeds. Rising slowly, approach the White Tiger altar. My Eye of Truth activates. Boom! Tyrant's Helm, Male Series, Legendary. Function 1 is Tyrant's Authority. Higher vitality means a much heavier aura. Perfect stat boost. Trust me, watch what happens next. You and I are jumping right into the action. Facing 3 or more equal tier FOs. Tyrant's Authority scales up. My eyes gleam. This passive skill is absolutely perfect for me. Stepping toward the Changmen Palace altar, a jade pendant hovers, glowing with shifting colors. Beauty's Pendant, Female Role Series, Legendary Tier. Function, Disaster Diversion. Any single target strikes aimed at you might suddenly redirect, hitting a completely random enemy beside you instead. My expression gets incredibly strange. This item is super bizarre, honestly an assassin's absolute worst nightmare. Finally, I turn right toward the Hall of Faces altar. If that crazy clown had not pushed me to the absolute limit back there, I never would have painted my face crimson. I am the opera itself. In a funny way, that clown totally shaped me. Walking up to the altar, I gently pick up a dark red tooth. Reverse tongue. Clown series. Legendary tier. Function 1 and instant payback. Catching a negative status might trigger a wild counterattack, reflecting the nasty effect straight back to its source. Function 2. A solid chance to reflect any negative status completely. My breath entirely catches. In this superhuman era, tricky curses and poisons come from everywhere. Stacking this chance high enough basically makes me totally untouchable. Scoring 3 legendary grade series items at once is just pure, sweet profit. Finally, I look up. My eyes lock on center stage, right where that intense crimson light from the heavens just struck down. Watch closely, you definitely want to see this. Getting 3 legendary pieces means absurd wealth. But that glowing crimson pillar shining from the heavens, descending from way beyond the sky, felt completely overwhelming, piercing through all 3 golden beams. Mythic grade, for sure, but dropping from the heavens like that, I have never seen anything like it. I carefully walk toward the faint glow. It is painted skin, thin as delicate wings. The Eye of Truth instantly activates for me. Performer's Visage, Painted Face Series, Mythic Tier, Function, Visage of Awe. Once worn, anyone meeting your gaze feels deep fear, completely losing their will to fight. I burst out laughing loudly. This Visage of Awe is insanely strong in the most literal sense. Even wilder, the Painted Face series actually has a full 7 pieces. If the entire set reaches Mythic grade, how insanely wild will this world look once completed? Tonight's moon is beautifully bright, and my mood lifts up considerably. Following that epic battle, I think back to the letter's other lines. Those artists are clearly growing extremely impatient. They are running their final rehearsal, especially him. He is extremely eager to meet you. After tonight's performance, the fog finally lifts. Are those 3 from the Heavenly Opera House not the absolute purest artists? Following this exact logic, before ever finding the Heavenly Opera House, I definitely met one. Let that sink in for a second. With a thought, a burnt act for ticket appears. 4. The Theater of Sorrows, a tragic heroine doomed to perform on stage forever. Artist, female lead, her. Every single clue perfectly connects together. The mysterious person mentioned in the letter is probably this eternal heroine from the Theater of Sorrows. That photo of Vivian I completely despised and offered up, the one I tossed aside, actually earned me the ticket. That was a deep karmic bond between us, already formed so long ago. No wonder the Eye of Truth reveals cause and effect. Apparently, offerings come with delayed payback. I instinctively checked the date on my phone. August 14th. Tomorrow is the Mid-Autumn Festival. Final rehearsal. The meaning is crystal clear. What happens tomorrow is definitely not a Mid-Autumn celebration. It is the formal, grand performance those artists from the Theater of Sorrows are presenting to the entire world. 2 huge questions stand right before me. First, is this eternal heroine seeking me a blessing or a curse? Second, how exactly will these artists arrive tomorrow? What should I do? A flash of fierce determination crosses my eyes. I grab 3 core items from the Dimensional Vault. The Abyssal Dragon Egg, the Soul Dagger, and the Bloodline Loyalty Worm. I gently touch the Soul Dagger. It feels cold, yet perfectly linked to my soul. This thing has successfully blocked plenty of mental attacks for me. My gaze shifts right over to the Bloodline Loyalty Worm. The 2 little worms, one large and one small, crawl obediently onto my fingertip. From now on, you also bear the name Soul. I will call you the Soul Worm. Finally, I look at the Abyssal Dragon Egg nuzzling my arm. Calling you Little Black just sounds bad. Soul Dagger, Soul Worm, Soul Egg. The Soul Name team is officially formed today. Suddenly, my phone buzzes. David is calling me. Mr. Ethan, Stella's test results are all in. Every reading is completely normal. Good. Happy Mid-Autumn. Also, I made contact with the Black Shadow. They let me in straight away as an Outer Core member. Outer Core? I pause. Same level as Vivian. Still second rate, but the Black Shadow's hierarchy seems incredibly strict. Besides, Mr. Ethan, I have been officially assigned to a large logistics warehouse in the East District. You and I both caught that, right? East District? So, it really is not Hawkeye's chemical plant. Remember, just watch and listen. Stay safe. After hanging up, I sit under the eaves, peacefully enjoying mooncake. Stick with me. A confident smile appears. Dad, you better watch closely. Those bright moonbeams are quickly swallowed by heavy clouds, making the world go totally dim. Splash! Splash! Heavy rain suddenly pours from the pitch-black sky. He checks his phone. It is midnight, August 15th, the lunar Mid-Autumn Festival. Wishing for peace and joy, hoping everyone reunites, he sends out his very last warm holiday wishes. Right after that, his fierce battle focus erupts. Pay attention here. It is his time to shine. He grabs that huge black umbrella by the door. Whoosh! The umbrella pops open, totally shielding him from that bizarre gray rain that erases superhuman powers. He steps forward, never looking back, walking straight into that endless stormy curtain. No matter what wild dangers await, he is taking down a black shadow base right now. Black Shadow, we are coming.